Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is story about what if Naruto is banished from Konoha by his own parents part 1. Before I start, please do support for more amazing content and comments for part 2. Do consider to subscribe my channel and share my video to your friends and check out the description as well. Let's start the video. Naruto. You stand here accused of being responsible for the loss of Uchiha heir, interference with a mission above your rank, and endangerment to you fellow shinobi. How do you plead? A blond man asked to a younger version of himself in a room filled with adults. The boy only glared at the man. He was bound and was being accused of crimes that were bogus. He looked in the eyes of half the people in the room and he knew that he could say nothing to save himself. In their eyes, they were very happy to see him being punished and most likely set something up against him. There is no point, you already made your decision. This is only a formality, Naruto stated as he began to recount his life. Recap. Sasuke Uchiha has been offered training by the Leaf's rogue ninja, Orochimaru of the Sannin. Sasuke's desire for power to kill his brother that slain the entire Uchiha clan under the guise to test his power. However, it was unknown to the public, but known to a few that the Uchiha clan was planning a coup d'etat after the injustice they were faced with. 13 years ago, the Nine-Tails Fox was released by a rogue Uchiha, and sent it to attack the hidden Leaf village. The Nine-Tails Fox was resealed into the children of the current Hokage, Minato Namikaze. However, the third Hokage, Hiruzen Sarutobi did the sealing, so his successor could live to raise his children and protect the village. The elderly man sealed the yan half of the chakra into the redhead daughter with whiskers, Mito. The yin half was sealed back into the previous Jinchuriki, Kushina Namikaze, to save her life after the extraction. Finally the soul that controls the chakra, was sealed into a young blonde baby with whiskers, Naruto. Naruto never considered himself part of the Namikaze or Uzumaki family. As he grew up, he was forced to face the wrath of the Leaf village by himself. Due to the belief of the village is more important than the children, Naruto rarely received any attention from his parents. All of their attention was solely on Mito because she was the Jinchuriki of the Nine Tails, so she would one day defend the village from all the treats in the world. Naruto's existence wasn't acknowledged by anyone in his family. He grew up alone and in pain. The only friends that he made were the Uchiha clan and the Ichiraka family. Like Naruto, the Uchiha clan was viewed in a bad light due to the secret information of a rogue Uchiha was responsible for the Nine Tails attack. Fugaku, the head of the clan, understood his treatment, and treated him better than his family and the village. Fugaku's own family became the family that Naruto never had, except Sasuke. Sasuke believed that Naruto was replacing him, so they never liked each other. After Itachi was ordered to kill the clan, Naruto was devastated and became more isolated. He would never acknowledge anyone in the village, besides the kind father-slash-daughter duo that owned a ramen stand. Naruto began to develop the mindset that Minato would never approve. The mindset of where your own needs are far more valuable than the village's needs. He stayed quiet and never rose up to be suspicious. He wanted to be away from the place that would conscript 6-year-olds into a horrible way of life. A life that he was conscripted into. During the days in the academy, Naruto did everything to be seen average, so his parents won't bother him, as they only ever cared about Mito. Those days, Mito would try to get close to her estranged twin brother, but she was the daughter of the Hokage and the hero of Konoha for being the Jinchuriki of the fox's chakra, where Naruto would be damned by the people for holding the soul of the fox. He would sneak off, avoiding all contact with almost everyone his age or anyone else. He even stopped coming to the Namikaze compound and lived somewhere else, not that his parents noticed, even with Mito bringing it up. Naruto even went as far as to only put Naruto on his shinobi register card after graduation. No Namikaze or Uzumaki. During his short career as a Leaf's ninja, he brought freedom and hope to the land of Wave, saved another Jinchuriki, saved the land of Snow, or Land of Springs now, and became a hero to the village hidden in the waterfall. The only problem was that his team, Sasuke Uchiha, Mito Namikaze, and Sensei Kakashi was part of the mission. Kakashi heavily supported Mito at any moment. He falsified his reports and gave Mito and Sasuke the credit. Then again, Naruto only fought seriously when his team was out of sight. Kakashi believed that Mito and Sasuke did it due to them having any training compared to Naruto, the boy that he didn't acknowledge as any form of contribution to the mission, any mission. Then came the Nadeshiko incident. An all-female shinobi village came to the Leaf in order to fulfill the promise that Jiraiya made in the past. Sadly, Mito was the only student of Jiraiya, so there couldn't make an alliance. Jiraiya and Minato cursed this because the Nadeshiko village was a powerful village, even if it is small village. The idea of Naruto being used never came to mind. Naruto never had any real friends besides people using him to get close to Mito. He rarely depends on his comrades. He will come up with plans that fits his needs. This problem was brought up by Kakashi in a team meeting. He suggests working together, but only trains Mito and Sasuke. He tells Naruto to do chakra control exercise. Naruto did them all and created a few himself. This only enlarged the rift with him and the leaf, seeing as they refused to help him become stronger, he would need to find another source. During the Chunin exam, where all 5 great villages participated in, Naruto was acknowledged as an orphan by the foreigners. It didn't bother him, but when he defeated Neji and Mito in his match, it brought questions to the other Kage. They noticed the whiskers, blue eyes, and blonde hair that is shared with Mito and Minato. Minato said he was his son. That was it, he couldn't think of saying anything else because this was the first moment in his life that he thought about Naruto. All the Kages saw the look on his face and knew what that means. They were disappointed for Minato's action for a son with many talents, including his rival the Raikage. News of his status as Jinchuriki of the Soul of the Fox became public knowledge, as did Mito's status. The Kages recognized this, that even the most noble Kage out of the 5 will do the same as any other Kage. Train the one with power and ignore anything else. It was originally thought that this man was a man that wanted peace for the entire shinobi world, but his action reveals that he only cares about the leaf. During the invasion, Gaara went full-tailed beast mode, but Naruto stopped him. He used his white tiger summoning boss, Byakko, to defeat Gaara. Naruto used the summoning jutsu on accident one day and teleported to the den of the White Tiger clan. To become the summoner of the fabled clan, he had to allow them to look into his mind. If they don't like what they see, you die. If they do like it, you are in. Naruto, of course, passed with flying color. A boy grew up with hate, but never sought revenge impressed them, but they did saw a lot of hate for the village and the people, just not revenge. After the invasion, Minato gave the credit of defeating Gaara to Mito, no matter how much she protested. Sasuke only saw Naruto with his eyes burning with hatred. He knew that Naruto was far more powerful than he lets on, and he was on good terms with his own family, before their death. He couldn't stand Naruto. He was treated as the Prince of the Leaf. Hell, he and Mito were engaged to each other to strengthen the Hokage's family. Minato thought that Sasuke is a better son. Sasuke used the curse seal more often and fell prey to it. He decided to go rogue and go seek out Orochimaru for power. He left the village, and the next morning, Minato assembled a team to retrieve him under the belief that Sasuke was kidnapped by Orochimaru. A team that consisted Shikamaru, Kiba, Choji, Neji, and Mito. Naruto wasn't viewed as capable of performing an A-rank mission. A mission where any Jonin or Yanbyu could have been sent on. Instead, Genins and one Chunin was sent because they were Sasuke's friend. Naruto, however, was conflicted about not going. Normally he wouldn't give a damn, but Fugaku and Mikoto were like parents to him. After giving it a long thought, Naruto ran to catch up with them. He couldn't allow Orochimaru take control of such an asshole because Naruto knew that they loved Sasuke. Naruto only managed to reach Mito and Sasuke fighting at the Valley of the End. Naruto was about to interfere, but an old enemy prevented him to join in to capture Sasuke, Kabuto. During the exam, both Kabuto and Naruto saw through both of their disguise. Kabuto knew that Naruto is dangerous. It only became more apparent that the two fought each other in the Forest of Death when Naruto started to use Kurama's chakra. Kurama, the nine-tailed fox. Naruto managed to speak to the soul of the nine tails at a young age. Only shocked to find out the truth and that the fox is a female chakra construct, and, to see what she looks like in my story, search, Dolu Adala 2 Ma Xiaotao. Only imagine 9 crimson tails on her. Throughout his life, Kurama would tutor Naruto in the shinobi way. Naruto would consider her as the only mother he has left after Mikoto's death. Eventually, Sasuke won and Kabuto escaped. Naruto was forced to retrieve his estranged twin until Kakashi showed up and arrested Naruto for not being assigned to the mission. End of recap. Is that your plea? Minato asked in a calm tone. Naruto knew it was over for him. He could see the civilian members drooling over the punishment against him. He knew they wanted him dead since he was born. Naruto tried to bring onto the table that Rock Lee was also joining the mission without the authority of the Hokage, but one civilian council member lied that he assigned Lee as backup. Something that only the Hokage can do. Just get this over with. Those asshole wants to see me dead. I bet they are the one leading this trial against me. Something that only a shinobi of high ranking could do. Naruto stated in an attempt to piss them off. He knew that they only desire power. So if they can't get shinobi power, they will get political power. How dare you! You demon! You should respect us. We own you! Shouted the angry civilian members. Surprising both Minato and Kushina, as this is the first time that Naruto was brought up in the council, and this is their reaction. I do because it is the truth, replied Naruto. You are a demon. You should be honored that we spend so much time on you. What whispered Minato and Kushina? Not believing that their family, the Hokage, consider everyone part of Konoha as family, would have such hate for one of their own. Enough. shouted Minato to get everyone to calm down, while trying to absorb the knowledge that his village beat up Naruto. The council made an unanimous vote. You are hereby banished from the leaf. Naruto only scoffed at this. He expected public execution. Considering it was the last Uchiha, the civilian council would be able to get away with that. Maybe they had something else for him once he's outside of Konoha. He was fully aware of Root, and he knew Root was fully aware of him. Know this, Namikaze. I don't forgive and I don't forget. You will one day regret this choice of being a slave to such a corrupt system, Naruto stated as he was dragged away by ANB that a civilian counselor summoned. Minato was beginning to see that Naruto's word may come true. The power that a mere civilian had was unbelievable. They only dealt with domestic issues. They weren't allowed to have this much power because they didn't understand the shinobi system, and would end up causing damage to the village. Did I make the right choice? Land of Wind. It has been several days since Naruto was banished from the village. He made his way to the Land of Wind. Kurama told him about a possible new start. A place where he can truly make a home for himself. A new world. Well, not a new world, more like half a world. More specifically, the other half of the world. The larger half. Back in the days of the Sage of the Sixth Path, the world was chaotic. The land was filled with species of all kind and they had more power than any humans, even though humans were the majority populace of the world. The sage feared their power, so he made a choice. After becoming the Jinchuriki of the Ten Tails, he used its power to separate the world into the East and West. The East becoming the Elemental Nation and the West as the Endless War Nation. When the wall was formed, he abandoned all the humans on the West to fend for themselves. Later, he purged any and all non-human in the East. Under the belief that only humanity could achieve peace, while all non-human would only bring death and destruction. He murdered all non-humans single-handedly. Women and children were not spared. He became more of a god figure to the East, but is more known as a monster to the West as some in the West had power to gleam over the wall. This is where the fear of anything non-human came from for the shinobi race. Surviving demons went into hiding as they were trapped in the East. Demons like the tailed beast that was split from the 10 tails and others like Miroyo. They grew a hatred for the sage. Miroyo decided to target humans for revenge. The tailed beast decided to target humans after becoming free from the sage. The tailed beasts would never forgive him for taking them away from their home as the 10 tails was originally created by someone powerful in the West. They too attack humans in the name of revenge. However, the humans were left with a new power to fight for themselves. The sage created Nishu to bring humanity closer, but they remade Nishu into ninjutsu. They use it for war, just like how every other race used power. They use it to fight the tailed beasts. Then later sealing them into humans, creating Jinchurikis. Tailed beasts were immortal, so they couldn't be killed, so they were sealed. After the birth of the Jinchurikis, they were immediately rejected by society. Any connection to non-human made them an enemy. They were treated as human weapons. Or weapons, depending who you ask. Very few humans in the East understood the feelings of the demons. They too were killed off as demon lovers. It's hot! Naruto shouted. As when he made it to the border, Byako, the leader of the White Tiger Summons, went home. Naruto has been traveling for 2 days in the endless desert. Are you sure this is the only way to make it to the wall, Kurama? It's this way or you go through the land of Earth. I'm pretty sure that they won't like you going into their territory. Even when you have been banished. Just soldier on, replied the kitsune, enjoying seeing her host walking under the blazing sun in the middle of the desert. After a few more hours of scorching walk. Hey! I see it! It's the wall! As he began to jump with joy. Then suddenly stop. How do I get over it? You said that the sage made it, so chakra can't affect it. True, chakra can't touch the wall, so the humans won't explore the other side. But you have me. I still have some power to get you over the wall. Don't worry and leave it to me. Kurama said as she began to take over Naruto's body and Naruto's conscience left the control of his body. Naruto's hair changed red and his whiskers became more defined as she took the wheel. There should be AAA. Here is the secret door. Thank you, you bastard, she said as she channeled her spirit power, prana or mana or magic as you want to call it, into the wall and a doorway open. I never thought that having a piece of your power would get me back home. She grinned as she thought of the man the sealed and split her original form. In the West, Naruto then regained control of his body again. His hair becoming blonde and his whiskers becoming less noticeable. Naruto opened his eyes and gazed into the new world. So this is the West, I thought I would see bodies and destruction everywhere. He only saw a beautiful landscape. Nature looks peaceful. A wonderful forest all around him, birds chirping, and the sound of a rushing river nearby. It reminded him the forest surrounding Konoha. The place where he would usually stay and hide out during his days in Konoha. Yes, this place is definitely peaceful. Most likely due to people not being around the wall. It can't be taken down without the power of the sage, which I so happen to inherit after the sage's death. I wish my other sibling would see this. How I miss home, she said as she felt relieved to be home where she would be accepted. So now what? Go north. I remember there being the largest human city. The city of Camelot. The other race may not take a liking to you, so be careful. It was true. There are many races besides human. There were demons like her. Also, devils the weaker version of demons, but hold more potential to become stronger like humans. Then the angels that God sent to protect the world, also their counterpart, fallen angel. Yukai, like the kitsune, Nikomata, and much more. Ghouls, the mutated human that are far stronger and faster, but have the problem of the ability to only eat humans. Finally, there is the humans. The race with only the potential to become strong, and they're more adaptable. They can handle the biology of any other race, so there are many humans that fell in love with the other races. Their children usually become only one race, a human or the race that is the spouse of the human. Even then, they would only be seen as half-breed. Or a late the last time Kurama was here. Who knows how much has changed in a few thousands of years. I will, but I want to meet the other races. They seem like they could be good friends. I mean, look at us. We are a family, Naruto said with a grin. Kanade could only smile at this. It has been 1 month since Naruto started his adventure. He ran into the other races, but it didn't turn out the way he wanted. Most of them attacked Naruto on sight. Naruto barely survived their encounter. If Kurama didn't take over, Naruto would be dead. There he realized that all the races' power are far stronger than chakra. If war would spread to the elemental nation, then the shinobi villages would surely lose. Naruto ran into some of the more friendly people. Flashback. Hey, I'm not here to hurt you. I'm just a simple traveler, Naruto said as he raised his hands to show he isn't a danger to the ghoul. How can I trust you? You humans always hurt me, said the ghoul. Wait. How can a ghoul be hurt by humans? I mean, aren't we weak? Naruto said in surprise that a ghoul being hurt by humans. The ghoul looked at him confused. I'm from over the wall. I was told by a friendly demon that live in the east that I could get a new start if I come here. I'm just trying to start over. The ghoul carefully studied Naruto. The idea alone seems impossible. As the ghoul watched him, she could tell there wasn't a single lie in Naruto's eye. One explanation later. Man, you humans sound pitiful in the east, the ghoul said after hearing Naruto's story. Wait. Human can fight on the same level as the others as well, Naruto shouted in surprise. Yeah, your ninjutsu, as far as I can tell, comes from the idea of wielding the spiritual side of energy and the physical side. But it seems like you people from the east only took half of each, so your body doesn't break. If you use the full power of one side, it will be enough to fight any race. Chakra sounds like downgraded version of energy here. You, humans evolved after the wall was put up. You guys couldn't compete with us, so you fought hard and evolved into what humans are now. Humans definitely earn the title as the most adaptable race. You guys develop a body to handle the spiritual side, prana, mana, or magic as you could call it. There is many name for it. Or you could learn the physical side of energy, dochi. The problem is the majority have trouble mastering those two art. Only the strong could handle it. Also, your senjutsu sounds weak. I mean, senjutsu is one of the power that is closer to God, yet it can only take down your shinobi that are barely on the same level as a warlord's lieutenant. I think you guys are making the nature energy you taken weaker, by mixing it with your chakra. The nature energy is most likely diluted by your chakra, so you can handle it. I mean, anyone can learn how to use nature energy, but that doesn't mean you should. Some races, like the kitsune and Nikomata, are more known to have an affinity for nature energy. Everyone else, it may as well be suicide. Using pure nature energy can easily make you a warlord of a demon territory, said the ghoul, surprising Naruto that it's possible to learn a stronger form of energy now. Thank you very much. I hope I can call you friend in the future, Naruto said as he begins his journey to Camelot. Are you sure you don't want a bite out of me? I mean, I don't want you to starve, he said with a worry face. I can't take a bite out of a cute guy like yourself. I will feel bad about it later, she said with a wink, causing him to blush. I hope we see each other in the future, he said. Me too. By the way, the name is Naruto, he said as he waved goodbye to his new friend. My name is Kirishima. I hope you find happiness here. Smiling back. Flashback end. Naruto spent his travel learning how to harness one side of his energy, but failed each time. He decided to give it a break until he made it to Camelot. Finally reaching the gate of Camelot and into human territory. Halt! What is your business here? Shouted a pair guard pointing his halberd at him. Naruto just rose his arm up. I'm just a traveler looking for a new home, said Naruto. What do you have to offer to Lord Oda Nobunaga then? To join his kingdom, you have to offer our warlord something. What? You have to give up something to their leader in order to join, thought a confused Naruto, believing that they would take in all humans. Then suddenly, there is no point, said a man that appeared at the gate, dressed as a standard mage. I sense something from you, you're not human. Kill him, shouted the mage as he realized that Naruto holds demonic power in human. The guards charge at him with the intent to kill. Naruto jumped back, but without getting stabbed in the guts. Naruto pulled out a kunai and threw it at the guards, but the kunai only left a dent. Damn it! Not even wind-enhanced kunai can get through their armor. The West is truly fearsome. Naruto began to panic. Then he started to do hand signs for a wind jutsu. Oh no, you don't, demon! Shouted the mage, as he blasts Naruto with a fire bolt spell, knocking him unconscious. They begin to approach for the kill, but someone appeared. The boy belonged to me. I won't have you harm him, said a woman in a cloak, covering a body. She used magic to lift up Naruto and take him away. Who was that? Asked one of the guard as he faced the mage. Someone that should be feared, the mage said as he shivered from believing who she really is. The sheer amount of mana she was giving out only indicated one person, and he was hoping it's not her. A forest away from Camelot. Naruto is just left in the forest by a lake after being rescued by our mysterious woman. Then come in a blonde woman with bluish-green eyes as she went to the nearby lake to bathe. Who is he, she wondered. Ah! Naruto groaned as he begins to wake up. He opens his eyes to look around, finding himself in a forest after being attacked. Finally said an unknown voice. Kurama did dash. Don't worry, a mage saved you and left you here. Just get some time to rest, and we will think of something else to do. Kurama cut off Naruto, assuming he would question about what he last remember. Okay, but did you hear that? Naruto thought, but was interrupted. Hey, are you alright? Asked a girl with blonde hair and bluish-green eyes as she lends a hand. I'm fine. Thank you, Naruto said as he reached up to her hand to get back up. I'm Naruto. Who are you, Ms.? I'm Arturia Britain, the woman said as she pulled Naruto up. How did you end up looking beat up, Naruto? I was heading to Camelot, but they attacked me because I couldn't pay up. He lied to her, not wanting the cute girl in her casual wear, and Saber's casual outfit in Fate Stay Night, to be scared of him. Yeah, getting into Camelot isn't the smartest thing to do. Nobunaga is nothing but a tyrant. Why would you go to him? She asked as she begins to analyze him. Hey, I'm new here. I came from over the wall and heard that Camelot is where humans are the strongest. So I need some sort of starting point. Surprising Arturia. Impossible. No one can cross the wall. It's simply impossible. Showing her doubt to Naruto's story. That is where you are wrong, Missy, said a woman voice that appeared out of nowhere. The same person that saved Naruto. There spoke a legend that everyone here knows. Wait, who are you? Both Naruto and Arturia said as they drew at a kunai and a sword respectively. You should have heard of me, lady. I'm Merlin, the boar's sin of gluttony. One of the member of the dead 7 deadly sins, Melon said as she took off her cloak. She is seen as a slim, attractive, tall woman with 3 beauty marks below her right eye. Her outfit consists of a highly revealing and open fur-collared long coat, with heart-shaped buttons, short shorts with a heart on it, and thigh-high boots. Merlin's hair is at shoulder length and black. I thought the sins died out long ago, Lady Melon. As Arturia began to bow down in show of respect. They did. All the other members are dead. I'm the last survivor and I'm planning on rebuilding the sins with this young man's help, Merlin said. Wah. Time out. First off, who are you? Said Naruto as he brought their attention on him. Of course you won't know. You are from the east. Surprising Arturia. She didn't believe him at first, but hearing it from a legendary figure makes it more believable. I saw you cross over, but first off, introduction. I'm Merlin, the boar's sin of gluttony. The last member of the legendary 7 deadly sins. Each sins represent a person's power. My power is close to that of gluttony. You do know about the 7 sins, right? Getting a nod from Naruto. Well, I'm Arturia Britain. I'm just a simple woman trying to have a life. Then she turned to Naruto. Find me, said the mysterious voice, while Naruto ignored it as he paid attention to the situation in front of him. Sigh, I'm Naruto. One background story later. I thought that the sage was a peaceful man. I never expected him to be a cold man, Merlin said in surprise. She always heard that the sage strived for peace. Apparently, he was going for a peaceful world for only humans. Well, at least now that I know that humans don't change. Even in the peaceful East, there is problems and corruption, Arturia said while giving Naruto a sad smile, seeing him struggle in the land that is more peaceful than the West. Okay. Now what is this legend you keep on talking about? Naruto asked as he looked at Merlin. She simply looked at Arturia. She sighed. There is an old story that my mom will always tell me when I was younger. Ever since that the endless war started, all race prayed for a miracle. For someone to stop the fighting and save us all. God answered that prayer. But it wasn't what we wanted. God crafted a sword. A sword that is proof of the person's right to save the land and rule the West. God placed the sword in a stone somewhere close by Camelot. The one that pulls the sword out of the stone will save us or conquer us. The golden sword of the victorious, Caliban, Arturia said as she recounted that fairy tale, surprising Naruto. Come to me, said the mysterious voice. Naruto still ignores it. That is part of it. Time forgot about one thing, Merlin said, getting a surprised look from Arturia. Legend says that a man that done the impossible would be the one to unite the lands. Gathering both the girls' focus on Naruto. What? I mean, I didn't do anything impossible. How can I be the one? Naruto said as he begins to wave his hand in denial. You did cross the border between the East and West. That alone is said to be impossible. I saw you crossing the wall, so I followed you ever since then. You should at least try to pull out the sword. The world needs a king. A fair and just king. So far, Naruto, you are a kind man. You chosen to not kill the ghoul that ran into you, you saved anyone that was in danger, and you have yet to kill anyone when you crossed. Merlin said with confidence in him being the one. What? Arturia shouted in deep surprise. You are telling me that you haven't killed anyone in the West, but you have killed people in the East. People in the West are more dangerous and shouldn't be left to kill others. I don't care about that. I gave them the chance to leave and not harm anyone. They took it, and that was enough to satisfy me. Like I said, that sounds like an ideal king for a peaceful world. At least try to pull out the sword. You have met all the qualification to draw the sword. And most importantly, you would be the one to unite the West instead of conquer it, Merlin said. There is still a problem. No one has found Caliban. It is said to be in the forest by Camelot. That is why I live here. To find it and stop the fighting, Arturia said with pride, while Naruto smiling at her. Having the same thought if he had Caliban. It was meant to be for the once and future king. Do you really believe that anyone can find it? Merlin said as she scoffed at Arturia's statement. Wait, you mean? Yes, I believe that Naruto would be able to find it. He is most likely the one to find the sword, so the sword may call him out, Merlin said, but was cut in by a hand raise. By Naruto's hand. Ladies, I have been hearing a voice since I woke up. I think it may relate to Caliban, said Naruto, looking sheepish. Widened both the women's eye. Really? Shouted Arturia. Don't lie. Did you truly hear a voice? Asked Merlin with a serious voice. Why, yeah. It keeps on saying find me for a while. Then after hearing about Caliban, it said come to me, Naruto said. It must be true then, Arturia said. You are the one to save us. As she held his hand. Let's follow it then, said Merlin, getting a nod from the two as they get up and followed Naruto. A few hours of walking around the forest. I'm beginning to think you're leading us on a wild goose chase, Naruto, said a tired Arturia. Merlin continued to walk. Then both stopped. Arturia didn't notice them stop and crash into Naruto, causing the two to fall over. Hey! Why did you stop? Arturia yelled at Naruto, but look at what is in front of them. A golden sword stuck in a large boulder. Is that? Yes, Merlin replied with a smile. The power it's giving off can only be from the legend. Naruto, just walk up to it. Claim us, said Caliban, surprising the two girls, making them believe that Naruto is the one. Naruto walked up to the stone. He slowly gripped the sword. He pulled the sword out, and a bright golden shine blinded everyone. It's so warm, said Arturia as she felt Caliban's light. Finally, We are saved, Merlin said as she smiled at him with cross arm. Heya! Naruto screamed in pain. Naruto! Both girls shouted. Naruto! Both girls shouted. Naruto started to scream in pain. Pulling Caliburn out of the stone did something to Naruto. Do you really expect that a simple man is able to wield the weapon the god herself crafted? Arturia and Merlin can only worry about Naruto. Merlin was analyzing the entire situation, while Arturia was trying to reach him. Arturia couldn't get close. The pressure that Caliban was giving off was too much for the girl to get close. Lady Merlin, we have to do something. I can't stand hear him screaming in agony any longer, shouted Arturia with terror in her eyes. For the short time she met him, she could tell that the two have a lot in common. Most likely becoming friends quickly. What can we do? Caliban is stronger than any of us. It is clearly doing something to Naruto. After a pause to think over it. Naruto is from the east. His body isn't capable of handling power like the one you seen in the west. Caliban must be rebuilding his body. But Naruto is weak. He is not like us. He will need this transformation. The only thing we can do is wait, Merlin said as she waited for Naruto transformation to be done. Arturia can only watch in pain. She felt helpless. There is someone in front of her in pain, and she is incapable of helping them. A feeling that she hated. Arturia always wanted to live in a world where there isn't anyone trying to harm each other. A fair and just world. A world that the legend always talked about. During her childhood, she always dreamed of being the person that pulls out the sword out of the stone. Now, she realized it is the blonde man that is destined to achieve her dream. A dream that Naruto could agree with. After 10 more minutes of shining light, Naruto's transformation is finally done. He already fell unconscious about 4 minutes ago. The pain was too much for him to handle. As soon as Naruto fell with Caliban in his hand, Arturia ran to him to check up on him. He is alive, Arturia said, sounding relieved. He will need rest. However, this is a problem, Merlin said as she frowned as she scanned his body with her magic. What is it, Lady Merlin? Beside his missing whisker mark, Merlin said while Arturia looks disappointed. She kinda like his whiskers. It made him look cute. Let it be known that Arturia Britton will never admit that she likes cute things. He has a new power. He has magic network. Magic circuit? So he is a mage? She confusingly asked, using the on of many terms for magic container. As there is no official system for magic, many people use many terms for magic and anything relating to magic. Yes and no. He is a mage, but that transformation is something else. Sensing him, he's more different than a standard mage. His magical signature is more along the line as angelic magic. Like the angels from heaven? She asked. Getting a nod from her. Grab him. He needs rest. Hold on. Are you gonna leave me behind? Said a beautiful woman with red hair, 9 tails. Arturia drew her sword and pointed it at her. Who are you and state your business here? Demanded Arturia, while Merlin brings up Alban. Her sacred treasure, a small crystal ball. Merlin sensed her demonic power, and it isn't something to take lightly. Merlin is no doubt stronger than the new woman, but with Naruto unconscious, she couldn't risk his safety. Really? I'm hurt. Naruto was talking about me to you guys a few hours ago. Who else can be a beautiful redhead like me? She said with a fox grin. After giving it a few minutes. Kurama! Both blurted out. Bingo, she sang out as she spins around like a little girl showing off her dress, but Kurama is showing off, her assets. How did you get out? To my understanding, you were forever trapped into the blonde. Merlin asked as she lowered her crystal ball. So did Arturia, as she sheathed her sword. No idea, but my guess it had to do with the golden sword. She pointed to the sword in Naruto's hand, getting the other two to look at Caliban. Of course it was me, said a voice coming from Caliban, and I used the voice of Ilia's fragment, or more commonly known as Ilia from Trinity 7, widening the eyes of everyone looking at it. You talk? All three said in unison. Do you really expect that a weapon created by God herself to not be sentient? I mean, people will come challenge Master to claim me. I can only be wielded by Master and others that is approved by him. Giving time for the three to absorb the newfound information. I sense that Master doesn't desire you to be trapped, Lady Kurama, so I freed you, by giving him magic source to compensate for your departure from Master. The source that Master received are special. They are personally designed by God, so he will be a great mage if he wishes. What truly matters is that he has more power to fulfill his destiny. I'm sorry for not informing about what I was doing, I was quite tired. Waiting in the stone for thousands of years tend to make someone sleepy. The two girls just blink at them. Kurama was too busy enjoying her freedom to care about the how part. Of course it is. Kurama yipped in happiness as she skipped around. I guess it is okay. Arturia said as she sounded unsure how to respond. She still doesn't fully trust any other race. As long as it helps at the end. I'm fine with it. Merlin, finally absorbing the latest news. Arturia carried Naruto back to her home, while the other two just talk. Merlin couldn't let thousands of years of knowledge go without finding out something for herself. Caliban was in her sheath. Hello, Caliban said as she gains everyone's attention in Arturia's small home. I'm new here, but all of you know the legend, right? Getting a nod from the two humans? So Master will accept his role to unite the land? Getting a nod from Kurama. Knowing her former host for the longest time and how he wants to help people. I watched the land from the beginning. The only way he has a chance if Master gains more power. I recommend starting with gaining the aid of the pair heavenly dragons. What? How can we get those two monsters to help unite the land? They spent their time destroying then helping. Shouted Arturia. Not liking the plan already. Calm down. That is true, Albion and Drake has been raising the land for a long time. However, they were sent with me by God, so they will answer to Master if he shows me. They are loyal to the once and future king. Now he finally arrives. They will accept him as their master. However, they may test him, so Master should focus on gaining power. Getting a nod in agreement from the three. 4 days later. Naruto moans in pain as he finally wakes up. What happened to me? As he begins to get up and look around the room. Only seeing a sword. Oh, Master! You are finally awake! Caliban said in glee. Blink blink, okay, back to sleep. I'm still dreaming. Naruto went back under the covers. How rude, Master. I'm real. This isn't a dream. Then how are you talking? Swords don't talk. As he pointed at the sword. Simple. I was created by God. Blink fine. You are real. He accepted. Any creation of God is special, so this should have been expected. So what do I call you? Caliban is fine, Master. Oh, I should mention that I modified you. What? He shouted in disbelief. He didn't like the idea of messing his biology. Sorry, Master. You are weak, the words stab him right in the heart. Human, another attack to his heart that lacks power, and another strike and can't take on anyone on this side of the world alone. And finally bringing Naruto down to the ground on his knees crying. I don't mean to hurt your feelings, Master. I did some good for you. Is there anything else different with me? He said weakly. Still weak from her words hitting his pride. Your eye color change. Really? What color are they now? Well, one eye is still blue. Your other eye is red now. I believe that the red eye represents your newfound magical power. That is great. At least I will be able to stand out now. So what is this great magical power that I have? Not really caring about his now heterochromatic eyes. He actually found it cool. Well, your magical source are special. They were designed by God. Widening Naruto's eye. They have the power to connect to the king's treasury. I believe she called it Gate of Babylon. It is a special gate that only you can summon. It's a pocket dimension that holds every weapon ever created. God believed that the treasure of the world belongs to her chosen one. That is you. So let me get this straight. I can summon any weapon I want that has been ever created? Yes. Even the one in the east? Yes. Hell yeah! A whole arsenal of the greatest weapons sound badass. Naruto shouted in happiness. Hey, Kurama! Did you hear that? He got no response from her. Kurama still no response. Oh, Master getting his attention. Due to the immense power of your new circuits, I was able to safely release Lady Kurama from her imprisonment. She, as well as the Lady Arturia and Lady Merlin are out now. Really? Please don't lie. Naruto screamed. Not wanting to believe this to be a lie. He always wanted her to be free. Yes. They will return at the end of the day. Although Lady Merlin had to leave. She said she needed to rebuild the 7 deadly sins for the upcoming war. What war? He said with worry. The Unity War. You will be fighting to unite the land, right? After a minute of silence. What? I can't fight in a war. They are too powerful. I mean, I want peace in the West, but I can't do it. Now, You have new powers and you can train to become stronger. Lady Kurama told us about your desire to see the races living together in peace. If you train hard, it will become a reality. Also, it's your destiny to rule the West. You pulling me from the stone is proof. I'm just happy that you're a fair and just man. Making him smile. I'm in. So how are we gonna do this? Asked Naruto with fire in his eyes. First, you will be training in swordsmanship with me and Lady Arturia. Master, I believe she is quite taken with you in the short time you spent with her, making him blush. He found her beautiful. Then Lady Kurama will be teaching you tactics and understanding the other races with Lady Merlin. Lady Merlin will appear when she wants. Who will teach me magic? Oh, Lady Merlin went to talk to one of the noble family remaining that knows magecraft. You shouldn't learn any form of magic. Your circuits are designed to learn magic. There's one family that offered to teach you. I'm sensing a but. But it isn't a family. It is more of a person. The Tosaka family. There is only one person left. Her name is Rin Tosaka. She is about your age, but is a genius when it comes to magic. Okay. I can handle that. Is there something else I should know? One last thing. Arturia said she will be joining your adventure from now on. What? Time skip 3 years? It has been 3 years since Naruto pulled Caliban from the stone. 3 years since he started his training with his friends to prepare himself before he starts his conquest. He became a great swordsman during his training period. He mastered Caliban to an extent that he can summon enough holy power to defeat an ultimate class devil. However, training wasn't the only thing that he focused on the 3 years. He spent his time with Arturia, where they got close. To the point it was obvious that they love each other, but were too afraid to admit it or change their relationship. Then he learned how to be a mage under the tutoring of Rin Tosaka. The twin-tailed girl in red was a great teacher for Naruto. Her harsh teaching really got through his thick head. However, she still had trouble handling any more current technology like the radio that was common in both East and West. She ended up destroying it when someone tried to call them. Also, they became great friends. Then she grew some feelings for him, but she was Tsundere, so it was hard for her to admit her feelings. Naruto always got insulted and hit by her when he got close to her. The two girls knew that they both liked Naruto and Naruto couldn't choose one of them because he didn't want to hurt any of them. He cared for them both too much to satisfy his love life. So they agreed to share Naruto with any other girl that genuinely loves him like themselves. That was the start of Naruto's harem. Although it was a great thing for him, he said that Arturia will always be his first love and nothing can change that. Of course Rin understood that, but that didn't change her being a Tsundere. Even Merlin decided to pop back in. She has found another member of the sins. She found a skeiner for the lion's sin of pride. It fitted him perfectly with his weird split personality during the day and night. Although he is the strongest human, he wasn't given the sin of wrath to be captain. There was someone else to fit that position. She needed to find him. Even though she was searching for members, she found someone unexpected. She found a goddess. The Lady of the Lake, Lady Vivian. The ruler of Avalon knew of the legend of Naruto becoming king, so she decided to aid him. She ordered Merlin to bring Naruto to her. She gave Naruto a holy sword, but not just any holy sword. The sword of promised victory. The sword forged by the planet as the crystallization of the wishes of mankind stored and tempered within the planet. A sword that formed from the prayer of victory from all races and brought into reality by fairies. It was a sword specifically crafted for him, and only him. Along with Excalibur, she gave him the scabbard of Excalibur, Avalon. Avalon grants the ultimate defense against anyone. Even against time to a certain extent. Avalon is capable of extending the youth of a person, which he shared with the girls. Plus there is the amazing healing effect that surpassed the healing capabilities of Jinchuriki. After receiving Excalibur, he gave Caliban to Arturia. She couldn't accept it, but Naruto countered with the power she will need and as a token of being the first woman he ever loved. After hearing a love-felt speech, she accepted Caliban. Naruto knew how much Arturia always dreamt of pulling the sword in the stone and becoming a noble knight. She now owns the sword she always wanted since her childhood. Of course, she couldn't stop thanking Naruto. Naruto didn't get any sleep during the night, and Rin was angrier than ever the next morning. Even after mastering Excalibur, he still used his Gate of Babylon. He mastered a few weapons in his treasury like Gibalg, Ye, and Enkidu. Although he usually uses the gate as a projectile weapon, he would summon the gate and fire the weapons at a rapid speed to take down his enemies. When experimenting with the Gate of Babylon, Rin noticed his circuit doesn't connect to the dimension that hold the treasury. It was himself that connects to the gate. It only brought her a lot of questions about the once and future king because this is the first evidence in both East and West that it was the person, not the power, that allows such a miracle to happen. He developed his own technique to counter any physical or magical attack. He called it Banishing Shift. Banishing Shift is a skill which could only be unleashed as a counter of an opponent's attack, could repel or disperse any kind of attack, physical or magical. Its true form is able to erase everything to the zero dimension, erase anything to nothingness. The perfect technique against any powerful attacks, but Naruto only uses it when necessary. He prefers the challenge of the battle and sees that technique as a last resort, or when he is too lazy to deal with an attack. After finishing his training, he and his friends went to the wall that divided the world. There stood Naruto in a black armor resembling that of a knight, and Berserker's armor from Fate/Zero. Lancelot's armor while it's still black, Arturia in her armor, and the same armor in Fate's Stay Night, and Rin in her usual red turtleneck shirt, black skirt, and long black socks under brown leather flats. Kurama decided to sleep inside of Naruto. Even though she is free, she is still part magical creature and kitsune. That means she is very lazy. She spent most of her time in Naruto because it's no longer the sewer prison for her. It changed to more of a hotel now. So we are gonna go back to your old home? Rin asked. Yup, the blonde said. Will they be able to recognize you? Arturia asked. Afraid if someone sees him, they will take him away. Not really. I have heterochromia eyes now and the whiskers are gone. I also have this helmet. He pulls out his knight helmet and shows her, making Arturia a little sad. She still misses his whisker mark. One day, Naruto brought back a puppy back to the Tosaka's estate, where they were living, and Arturia went full-on girl mode and played with the dog all day long. Rin never let it go. Naruto found it cute. Both never stopped teasing her about it. Don't worry, master, no one can harm you with me here. A voice came from Excalibur, and I used the voice of Astil Manuscript, or more commonly known as Sora from Trinity 7, on Naruto left side of his waist. Me too. Even though I serve Lady Arturia now, I will always come to your aid. Caliban exclaimed from the side of Arturia. Why are we heading to the other side, by the way? I mean, it's weaker world compared to ours, according to your stories. Don't get me wrong. I want to see how different it is from here myself. Asked Rin. I wanted to see some people before we start the war. It may be the last time I see them, he gave with a sad smile. Don't worry. We will survive the upcoming war. No matter what happens, we will get through it together. As Arturia hugs him to comfort him. Thank you? As he hugs her back. Okay. It's time to go through the wall. I'm a little excited to see the other side, said Rin with some glee. Naruto placed his hand on the wall while channeling Kurama's chakra into it to open the doorway. Then a door opened like a spiral portal opening up. The group walked through to see Naruto's world. The first thing that came to mind is, it's hot, both girls said with a deadpan tone. We are in a desert. Rin, don't you have something for this heat? Being in the armor is kinda cooking me alive here. He asked Rin. I do have some jewels that will keep us cool in the heat. As she hands out a blue jewel for her friends. Much better, Naruto shouted in relief. Wearing a full-blown knight armor isn't a good idea under the sun. First off, we head to the village hidden in the sand. As he pointed toward the village. They didn't take long to get there. Naruto summoned Byako again to give him a quick ride there. It only took a few hours to reach the village. However, when they arrived, they came to a bloodied scene. Debris and some dead bodies were at the gate. It looked like they were recently attacked. Only Temari was at the front gate, waiting for a squad. What happened here? Naruto shouted at her, while wearing his helmet to hide his identity. Rin and Arturia just stayed behind and let Naruto do the talking. Halt! State your business. Temari shouted back while preparing her fan. Not sure if they are friendly or not due to the current circumstance. So you don't remember me? He asked while shaking his head. Only for Temari to look confused. I guess wearing the armor is a good idea to hide who I am. As he begins to take off his helmet. Temari saw the blonde hair and one blue eye and said, Naruto? Still not sure due to the missing whiskers and the red eye. It wasn't uncommon to have a shinobi get a transplanted eye due to the life of a shinobi. So you do remember me? He exclaimed. I came here to see Gaara. So what happened? Naruto. You are alive. We thought you died since no one could find you. She came up to give him a hug. Right now Gaara been kidnapped. Can you help us? What? Where is he? Just tell me where he went, and I will get him back. Naruto said with concern for his friend. Just follow me. Kankuro and I are about to go and rescue him. Naruto and his team followed. On the way to rescue Gaara, Naruto learned a lot. He learned that a terrorist group, the Akatsuki, are gathering the tailed beasts for some kind of plan. Gaara was the start of the plan. Naruto told her that he'd been over the wall and have been living on the other side of the world. She couldn't believe it, but Rin and Arturia supported his claim. Also, Excalibur and Caliban were very good at convincing non-believers. Temari still couldn't believe that Naruto is destined for something as big as this. To become king of the West was unbelievable. Temari also told him about what has happened after his banishment. The Leaf Village lost their treaties with Land of Waves, Land of Spring, or was called before Land of Snow, village hidden in the waterfall, and the village hidden in the sand as well. News got out about his unjust banishment. The entire Land of Fire went into an economic decline. The Fire Daimyo wasn't pleased with the loss of treaties. He went to the Leaf and threw a tantrum at the council. He ended up cutting 30% of the annual budget. Then he ordered Naruto Namikaze to return and lifted his banishment. Too bad that Naruto Namikaze never existed. Naruto was never accepted by the Namikaze or Uzumaki, and during the trial, Minato only referred to Naruto as only Naruto, so giving a surname now was pointless. Jiraiya used his spy network to find him, but couldn't find Naruto anywhere, so it was concluded that he died. It was a good thing he was wearing a helmet, so that no one trustworthy can know that he is alive, including the Akatsuki. However, the current problem is saving Gaara, and they already broken off the alliance with the Leaf, so there is no aid from them. Well, as they know, the Leaf are more than aware than the Akatsuki's movement. They knew about Gaara's attack, so they could have planned for something. Bloody hell. It sucks to be a Leaf ninja now, said Naruto. Bloody hell? Temari asked with a question mark on her head. Just a term used often in the West. It grew on me, Naruto replied. That explained your new accent. It completely different from anything I heard, said Temari. I find it cute, said Arturia. I call it going native, Rin stated. Naruto quickly adjusts life to the West, no problem. Even with the strict laws on traveling due to the ongoing war, he still had a nice time in the towns nearby. It was quite refreshing seeing that children playing and enjoying life instead of training to prepare for an upcoming war. Throughout shinobi history, shinobi were in an endless conflict as well till the shinobi system was established. Once established, the war became worse than ever before. The only good thing about the system is the time of peace that came after the massive death toll on shinobi population, not counting civilian population. A good 10 or so years to rebuild their numbers. Lord Naruto, I sense the presence of another just like you, said Caliban. That has to be Gaara. Naruto as he approached a river with a large boulder in the way. Then suddenly, what are you doing here, Leaf Shinobi? Temari growled when she saw Kakashi, Guys, Mito, Sakura, Niji, Lee, Tenten, and Sai, Naruto's/Sasuke's replacement. Ma, we are here to help, Kakashi said, trying to be friendly. He focused his attention on the man in a suit of metal armor. Unable to sense who he is due to his lack of chakra. I'm more worried about your friend in the armor. He seems weak, making Rin and Arturia a little mad for the insult of their boyfriend. Something that Kankuro bitched about when he talked to the girls. And who wear a full body armor? Only a samurai would wear one. It was the common belief that shinobi were superior to samurai in every way, but that was a lie they tell themselves. Samurai take their training far more seriously, so a single samurai could give a chunin a death battle. There are rumors that the samurai survived Hanzo, the salamander, when many powerful shinobi died against him, not including Konoha's Sannin, where they were spared. No is not the time to debate about this. All you need to know is that we are allies with the Sand and came to their aid. You, however, shouldn't be here. The Akatsuki moved too fast for you guys to come for the rescue. So that means you planned this, Naruto said in his armor while crossing his arms. Is it a problem that we are helping? Mito asked. She may have not agreed with this tactic, but accepted it because it was for Konoha according to her father. Yes, it is. We don't trust the Leaf. You could be here to kidnap Gaara and hold him hostage or take his Biju away. Kankuro sneered at them, making a couple flinch. It was public knowledge that Mito couldn't control the chakra of the Nine Tails chakra, so many thought the Leaf will steal another's tailed beast for a proper Jinchuriki. How unyouthful. We are here to help, Guy said, trying to calm them down. Ah, Master, Excalibur said, surprising the Leaf ninjas and making Tenten more intrigued with the talking sword. The signal just died. Gaara! Naruto, Temari, and Kankuro shouted in panic. Enough! Rin and I will watch the Leaf ninja. Saber, you will go with the Sand ninja to get Gaara, Arturia said to regain command of the situation. It was also decided that Naruto will go by Saber when they aren't alone due to the order on Naruto. It would be bad if Naruto was forcefully taken back to the Leaf. Getting a nod from the three. Excalibur, get ready. We are busting up that rock and killing whoever is in there, Naruto said as he drew Excalibur from Avalon. Everyone could feel the sheer power that Excalibur was giving off, making the Leaf Shinobi more intrigued. Naruto then sliced through the boulder. It won't work. Your sword can't cut through the seal that the Akatsuki placed, Kakashi said with a smug-eye smile. Only to have a few Leaf Shinobi to laugh at this attempt, but soon stop. Saber cut the boulder in half like it was nothing, opening the entrance and allowing everyone to jump in, leaving the Leaf Ninjas shocked at seeing what they had seen. A sword like that could be helpful to the Leaf. Plus it can talk. It can gives us a lot of information, Kakashi thought while he plans to steal Excalibur, believing that Naruto is weak because of his armor and the girls useless. They didn't give any chakra out, so he automatically thought they are weak. Even a newborn child have more chakra than any of those three, he thought as well. Well, look at this. The nine-tailed Jinchuriki finally arrived. Now the blonde-haired bomber, Deidre said while sitting on top of Gaara's body. Get the hell off him, you bastard! Naruto shouted as he gripped Excalibur. Who is gonna make me? Deidre taunted, shifting his attention to the armored individual. Then he saw many gold ripples appear behind Saber. With swords, axes, spears, and many weapons came out of them. That was when the Leaf Ninjas jumped in to only witness Saber's power. What the hell is that? Thought everyone, but Rin and Arturia. The two only gave a smug smile that they saw. Let me show you what happens when you hurt my friends. Naruto fired one of his weapon at them at incredible speed, making Deidre jump away. What the hell is that? Deidre shouted in surprise. He saw the hole behind him, and it was deep and large. Something that a sword can't ever do. Ha! Time to show you the power of a king! As Naruto fired more projectile at the two members, he managed to force Deidre onto his bird and destroyed Sasori's puppet. Damn you! King or not, I will make you pay for destroying that puppet! Sasori shouted in anger as he pulled out another puppet. Rin, can you save Gaara? Getting a nod from her. Good. Go revive him. It will be good to see an old friend again. Naruto ordered her, and she complied. Arturia, Kankuro, Temari, watch the Leaf Ninjas and protect Rin. She revived me once before, she can save him from death. I will handle the Akatsuki members. Getting a nod from the three. It was true that Naruto was revived by Rin. Naruto was killed by Escanor one time, and she used one of her best jewel to save him. She had another just in case for moments like this. That day, he learned that you be very respectful to Escanor during the day. What? Are you crazy? You can't handle the Akatsuki by yourself. Mito shouted at Naruto, worried for the supposed weakling. Don't doubt my power, girl, Naruto said as he faced Mito. I am a king. He is no match for me. Like hell we are, Deidre shouted as he charged against Naruto. Deidre had orders to focus on the nine-tailed Jinchuriki, but Naruto was pissing him off. Kakashi ordered his team not to interfere, so he could see Saber's power. Kakashi has never seen anything like this before and need to collect information on the self-proclaimed king. Plus, he hoped Naruto would be killed, so he can take his sword for the leaf. His home was facing a crisis with the lack of power, so a power sword like Excalibur would help them. Naruto just launched more projectile at Deidre and destroyed his bird. Then Sasori summoned the third Kazekage to fight. However, the iron sand wasn't strong enough to fight against Naruto's weapons. He ended up destroying the Kazekage puppet. How dare you! That puppet was one of the rarest of have. Damn you. Don't think you've beaten me yet. Deidre prepared a dragon made of clay and Sasori revealed himself to be a puppet. The people watching can watch in awe. Okay. I got a heartbeat. Gaara should be okay now. He will need rest. There is no injury left that I haven't fixed on him, Rin said as she finished bringing back Gaara. Thank you, Temari cried out while hugging her. Yeah. Thanks, Kankuro said as he smiled at her as he checked on Gaara. He was relieved to see him breathing. Of course, I only did it for that idiot up there. I swear, he likes to show off, Rin said as she shakes her head in disagreement with Naruto flaunting his power right now. Excuse me, Ms. Sakura asked, trying to find out she brought back a dead person without the resurrection jutsu. Rin Tosaka, or in your culture, Tosaka Rin. Ms. Tosaka. How did you bring him back? I checked. The Kazekage's heart stopped, and he was dead, Sakura asked, extremely intrigued due to her being a medic. That isn't your concern. It's a technique that belongs to my family, she said. That is impossible. There is no bloodline that can bring back the dead, Sakura retorted. She knew many healing jutsu and healing bloodline, but none to bring back the dead. According to her master, Tsunade Senju, you can't heal the dead to bring them back. She should now, she tried. I never said bloodline. I said it's a family technique, Rin said as flaunt her twin tail hair. Boom! A loud explosion came from the fight between the Akatsuki pair and Naruto. Naruto just finished stopped using the gate as a projectile and started to Enkidu and Excalibur to fight them. Naruto used the chains of heaven, Enkidu, to latch onto the clay dragon and bring it down in front of him, so the flamethrower that Sasori fired at him hit it instead of Naruto. He's a tough son of a bitch, Deidre shouted to Sasori as he jumped to his side after his dragon being defeated. I had enough of you, Sasori screamed. He lost his patience when dealing with the Lone King. He pulled out a scroll and summoned 100 puppets. Deidre lost all hope already. When Naruto used his chains, he pulled out his arm out of his body when the dragon came crashing down. Ha! Do you think that an army is enough to stop this king? Naruto said with a lot of arrogance in his voice. As he drew Excalibur. Get ready, he whispered to Excalibur. Excalibur just glowed in response. I took down entire villages with this jutsu. You will be no problem, Sasori said as he laughed. Deidre already left him to save himself and to inform the others. Deidre was smart enough to know when he lost. Naruto just raised his sword. Then everyone paid attention to Naruto and Excalibur. It was giving off a golden shine. A beautiful shine that no one couldn't resist looking at it. Golden light started to appear all around the entire room, like droplets. Then some people started to hear some voices. Kakashi just stared at the sword. With such beauty, how couldn't he? Then he heard a voice. Son. A older version of Kakashi without a mask appeared. He just gave Kakashi a sad smile and shake his head. Disappointed about what he has done. Kakashi could only let a single tear fall out. Then Guy looked at a man that looked like him, but with a mustache and a beard. I'm proud of you, as he gave a thumbs up to his son. Guy started to cry tears of youth. Niji saw his father. The same father that sacrificed himself to save his brother. He just smiled at him, making Niji cry. Sasori was ready to attack him to stop that next attack. The sheer power is enough to win. However, Mom, Dad, he said as he saw his parents. He looked very sad because his parents were smiling at him. No matter what his dad said as he hugs him on the left side of his body. We will love you, his mom said as he hugs him on the right side of his body. Sasori started to cry, but he had no eyes or tears. Then all the spirits disappear. What was that? Mito said while stuttering as she pointed to Excalibur. As well as the others as they too witnessed those dead people. While one could say there are many other swords crafted more splendidly and with better skill, this sword is an illusion far, far superior to them. You calling it beautiful would dirty its appearance. It is instead something sacred, forged from people's conceptions, legends weaved only out of hope. Arturia said with such compassion. She continued. It is a crystal trained by the alone of mankind, making it reign as the strongest fantasy. The crystallization of the prayer glory and all the things etched in the hearts of those who are scattered at the sword's exuberance, the nostalgic, the sorrowful, and hallowed dreams of those who found themselves on the bloody hell called a sword represents a desire of all warriors, past, present, and future whom have been fully exposed to the nightmares of the battlefield. And that desire? To be exalted. Arturia added. The most one out of the two that knew more of holy swords. Its name transcends all boundaries. Time and space. Cultures and languages. Nations and borders. For its name is Dash. Arturia finished. Yex, Naruto shouted as he raised his sword, preparing to strike down the army. Sasori sent all his puppets to attack after getting over seeing his parents. Caliba. He swung his sword down, destroying all of the puppets, including Sasori. Sasori only smiled and welcomed the golden light that is here to claim his life. I'm coming, Mom, Dad, he thought with a smile. Naruto saw that, smiled. Find peace and happiness in the ever-distant utopia. And the ever-distant utopia is Avalon. The afterlife. If that is wrong, I don't care. It is what Naruto believe in. Naruto said fast enough so Sasori can hear him. Even against people he doesn't like, Naruto is kind enough to pray for his enemy to rest in peace. Thank you, my king. Sasori finally accepted him as a king, being destroyed by his attack. Naruto let a smile out. The blast left a massive hole in the side of the mountain they were in. Naruto headed to Gaara to check on him. Then Kakashi walked up to him, but Rin got in front of him. Would you like to join the Hidden Leaf Village? Kakashi asked, trying to get a powerful people in the hands of the leaf. Ha! You think I would abandon my family? I know all about your reputation and it isn't noble at all. We are a family. We never abandon our own. Rin said as she gave a smirk at them when they widened their eyes to hear her devotion to her family. The family of Naruto and Arturia. I asked kindly, but it seems that you left me no choice, Kakashi said as he drew his kunai, as did the rest of the Konoha shinobi. Kankuro and Temari got ready for battle. Naruto wasn't paying attention, he was picking up Gaara. However, Arturia was already a step ahead. I wouldn't do that if I was you, Arturia said as she has Caliban ready to slice Mito's throat. She knew that the daughter of the Hokage is worth a lot in the bounty station. Naruto told the girls that the shinobi system ran more like a mercenary guild instead of an actual government. I didn't sense her, thought Kakashi and Niji. The best sensors of the squad didn't see a girl get behind them and set herself in a position to kill them. I'll say it once. Back off or you will be at war with us. The Leaf sent 2 squad to fight 2 members of the Akatsuki, and we only need 1 person to fight the pair of criminals. Do you really think that you stand a chance? She asked the group. After giving it a moment to think about their situation. Everyone, we are going back to the Leaf, Kakashi ordered, surprising his team. They knew how important the mission was to their village. What? We can't leave yet. The Akatsukis are a threat. We can take them here and now. Plus those strange people have incredible powers. If we Mito shouted before being cut off. She understood the need of the village outweighs her own needs and morals. Do that and you will be starting war with the sand. They are our allies and promise to help us in our need. We won't abandon them. Temari shouted at her, believing that allying with Naruto would pay off in the long run. We can't start a war over a few people. Fall back, Kakashi ordered as all the remaining Leaf ninjas left. In an open field with the sand group. What is that? Gaara thought as he felt some pain. I thought I died, still feeling pain that feels like someone kicking him. Oh, awake. You're making your friend and family worry, Sleeping Beauty. A voice came to his ear. Gaara begins to open his eye, only to see a man in a suit of black armor. Who are you? Gaara asked when facing a stranger after being kidnapped by the Akatsuki. Gaara. Temari dove right into her little brother's arm for a hug. Temari, he said in surprise. What happened? I saved you, came from the man in armor. Well, more like she saved you, as he gestured to Rin. May, I know the name of the person that rescued me? I didn't expect you to remember me after all this time. Of course the armor doesn't help. Getting a confused look from the redhead. You can call me Saber when I'm wearing the helmet, but he pulled out his helmet. Gaara just saw blonde hair and red/blue eyes. You can call me Naruto. Widening Gaara's eyes. I thought you died. Gaara stuttered as he is seeing his first friend in 3 years. Let's keep it that way. I don't need any attention on me now, he said with his trademark grin as he offered his hand to get up. You have always been the unpredictable one, my old friend. As I reach up to grab it. Hokage Tower in the Hidden Leaf Village, 3 days later. There in the Hokage's office, Minato, Jiraiya, Tsunade, and Kushina waits for Team Kakashi and Team Guy. Jiraiya gathered intel on the Akatsuki's first target, Gaara. Minato planned for rescuing the Kazekage and having the village sign an agreement where the sand sell the precious metals only found in the land of wind at a price of their choosing and an alliance where only the Leaf benefit. The Leaf didn't have the power they had before and their economy was falling with their lack of power. They needed money and power to bring the Leaf back on top of the shinobi world. Report, Kakashi, Minato commanded with a frown. Not seeing the Kazekage and with them didn't sit well with him. You are not going to like this, sensei, said a tried Kakashi. Okay. Everyone but Kakashi, Guy, and Mito are dismissed. One explanation later. So this Saber managed to fight 2 of the most destructive ninja capable of jutsus to level battalions by themselves and managed to kill one and cripple the other. Getting a nod from Kakashi. Also, he has this odd ability that forms gold ripples out of thin air and weapons of incredible power shot out of it to fight the 2. Another nod. Then, he has a friend that is capable of bringing back the dead without Orochimaru's resurrection jutsu and another person capable of sneaking behind and in a position ready to kill Mito? Another nod and an embarrassed look from Mito. She was a proud shinobi of the Leaf and she allowed someone that was in their eyes, a dead body moving, in a position to be killed. She was trained to be the best. After finding out that every time that she uses the slightest amount of the Kyuubi's chakra, she goes berserk. No matter how many seals and training she had, it was simply impossible. It was theorized by Jiraiya that they needed the Kyuubi's soul to have some form of control on the chakra. Without the soul, the chakra is pure unrefined power that only knows how to cause destruction. Then hearing about a sword capable of summoning dead spirits interested Minato, Kushina, Tsunade, and Jiraiya. Something that Minato decided to file in his head. He as the others lost people and wanted to see them. A sword capable of doing those deeds is something that they all want. Lastly, he and the two girls that shown amazing power didn't show any signs of a large chakra reserve. No chakra at all. I used my Sharingan and saw no chakra or even a chakra coil. Niji saw nothing at all. It was as if they weren't there at all. Looking ashamed. He is one of the best the Leaf has to offer and he couldn't figure out the power level of 3 people. That's impossible. You need chakra to be alive, Tsunade stated. An expert on the anatomy of the shinobi body. Ah. As he rubbed his head. Do you know anything about them? He asked the 3. The sword of the girl and that guy, Saber, can talk. Just by seeing one of the sword's power, we can assume the other one holds great power, said Kakashi. They're allied with Sand. They seem to be a mercenary group by looking at how youthful they are with each other, Guy said with his usual attitude. The 3 look like they work with each other for a long time. Not seeing a headband, he guessed that they are a group fighting for a paycheck. After a few minutes to think. I can't allow these people to walk around freely. I will declare them as missing ninjas and put him in the bingo book. Surprising Guy, Mito, and Kakashi. Jiraiya and Tsunade look like he expected this due to them understanding the balance of power, and these 3 put the balance in danger. Kushina just nodded in agreement with her husband. Dad, you can't do that. That's against the international law, Mito shouted, more shock at her own father's action. Sir, you can't do that. They aren't part of the Leaf or any village. Plus, they haven't done anything wrong, added Guy in protest to the idea. Labeling a ninja as a missing ninja can only be done if they are part of the village that they betrayed. Also, they haven't committed any crimes and Minato was ready to lie about it. It doesn't matter. Mito, they have power that we need. This is all for Konoha. I don't want their power anywhere, but here in the village. I will say that they were part of the Leaf before and stole those 2 swords. They will get a capture order, Minato told them. Mito accepted his answer. That tells you how far a shinobi, child or not, would go for their village. All their life, since birth, they were raised to give everything for their village, so it was uncommon to see such a blind acceptance. Sensei, I think it won't work. The majority of the elemental nation are already on bad terms with us. They won't believe what we put in the bingo book. They will just ignore the order and take them for themselves, said Kakashi, already noticing the major flaw in his plan to capture some powerful ninjas. It doesn't matter. I will declare war on any nations that tries to take them from us. They have incredible power, so that makes them part of the Hidden Leaf, Minato said without hesitation. After a few years of being Hokage, he adopted the belief that power belongs to the Leaf. Seeing the last Uzumaki, last Senju, last Uchiha, and the legendary Sannin are part of the Hidden Leaf, all power belongs to them. He became blind with power, only seeing any form of power should be under his control. I fear that we are going to go to war soon if Sensei doesn't change, Kakashi thought, Guy as well. The only person close to the Hokage that started to see the error of the village. In the Sand Village, in the Kazekage's tower. This is a lot to take in. On the way back to the village from the Land of Rivers, I think that is where Gaara was taken. Naruto told Gaara what happened to him. He went over the wall. The most mysterious thing for the people of the Yen, elemental nation, is what was over the wall. In the past, many ninjas tried to get over the wall, but they could never stick to the wall. Whenever they built anything close to the wall, it began to crumble. Buildings made of stone or metal, it started to crumble and fell apart. Of course, the other side had the same problem. It was the wall reacting to people close by. To make sure that they don't get to the other side. Hearing Naruto going over the wall and exploring life in the West. To hear that chakra is a weak form of power compared to the power of the West. To hear that there is so many races that are superior to humans, even the humans are superior to the humans in the Yen. Especially that only about 40% of the human race could use magic or chi. Keep in mind that humans weren't the majority population in the West. Just thinking about an invasion from the races in the West frightened him to no end. His home is one of the countries bordering the West and East. Thank God for the wall, Gaara said after finally absorbing Naruto's new life. As much as I want to help you and give you the full support of my village, I can't. We'll simply be wiped out in the first battle, he said sadly. He wanted to help his friend accomplish his destiny of becoming king, but hearing the sheer power of the West, a decision like that can't be taken lightly. He is Kazekage now and needs to think about the village first. Don't worry about it. I never intended to ask for help. I just wanted to see all you guys before I go off. Cheering Gaara up. All I ask is that you keep my identity a secret till I reveal myself. Getting a nod. I just hope I get the chance to reveal myself in the future, he said with a grim smile. Baka! You won't die. If you die, I can just bring you back like I did before, Rin said to make him stop doubting his skills. Still, I want to thank you for all your help in reviving me, Gaara said. Well, there is one thing, Naruto said as he scratched his head. Gruggagrafurga growl from Naruto's and Arturia's stomach that caught the attention of everyone in the room. Rin only facepalm and Kurama was laughing at the two. Hunger is an enemy that everyone must defeat, Arturia said with a passive face while placing her hands on her hungry stomach. Yeah. Can we get some food? He asked them. Temari giggled, Kankuro scoffed at them, and Gaara smiled. Of course, Gaara said as he got up from his chair to take everyone out to eat. 4 months later in the land of Waterfall. After Naruto's group time in the sand, they left to go and visit others. Gaara promised that he will watch for the wall to come down and welcome the idea of an alliance with Naruto when he becomes king. Naruto headed to the land of waves to see Tazuna and Inari. They were happy to see the blonde idiot alive and happy. Then he went to land of snow to visit Koiki. He left the country with new bruises. Apparently, Koiki decided to give him a deep and passionate kiss after hearing his plan for the future. After the kiss, she told him, I will wait. And she left, leaving Naruto confused at her message and making Rin and Arturia angry at his thick-headedness. Later, Kurama decided to tell the group of one of the last demon in the east, Miroyo. He wanted to offer him the chance to return to the west. All demons have long life that seems like they are immortal, so Miroyo was most likely alive and the shinobi are weak against him. The group headed to the land of demons and volunteered to protect their priestess, Cheyenne. Cheyenne was a brat that didn't get along with Naruto much. Arturia was the person that would watch over her. When reaching the temple, Arturia and Rin fought the army and Naruto took Cheyenne to seal Miroyo. Of course, Naruto stopped her, so he can offer Miroyo the chance to go home. He refused his offer and went on the attack on the east. He was consumed by hate and wanted revenge on the sage, but he died before he could get his revenge, so he decided to target his people. Cheyenne fell into despair and was prepared to die sealing Miroyo. However, Naruto fought hard with Excalibur, and with combining his sword and Cheyenne's mystical bell, they were able to defeat Miroyo. Cheyenne fell in love with Naruto and asked him to pass on her power, which he agreed to. Getting another beating from Rin because she knew that Naruto didn't understand what Cheyenne really meant. Also, there was this one time he ran into a pair of women when he decided to train somewhere more secluded. As he trained with his swordsmanship and magic skills, a pair of women watched him. They noticed he was powerful, very powerful. They came out and introduced themselves to him. They were Shizuka and Tokiwa. They were out looking for powerful men to challenge and take back home for Shizuka. It was no surprise that Shizuka lost. Seeing how Naruto trained was frightening. He used the Gate of Babylon to surround himself and fired many Noble Phantasm at him. Noble Phantasm is the general name that he gave his weapon in the gate because of the power belonging to a noble king, and the power could be something found in the dreams of the powerful. Naruto would use his Excalibur or one of the legendary weapons in the gate to deflect or destroy them. This was to improve his strength, reaction time, and speed. Shizuka didn't felt ashamed to losing against Naruto, and happily accept him as her new husband. However, there was a problem. He wasn't ready. He told them his story after making them promise not to tell anyone. They were surprised to learn that he was the former son of the Hokage. Even more surprised to learn about the mysterious West. They were skeptical at first, but the looks in Naruto's eye told them he was telling the truth. She promised to wait for him. That was when he finally understood what Koiki meant before. He happily agreed, forgetting to tell the others about the news. It was going to be an interesting reunion for him. We can't forget the village hidden in the star. They had trouble with their leader forcing the next generation of star shinobi into a dangerous training. When Naruto and his friends came along, they were saved. Oh, also he killed the zero-tailed beast. When there was trouble with the land of the sky, Naruto took care of it. He helped Amaru too, as well as Haruna, the new daimyo from the land of vegetables. In addition, the group ran into some trouble. Throughout their journey, they were attacked by hunter ninjas from the leaf. They intended to capture them at all costs. During their time in snow, they found themselves in the leaf's bingo book. That pissed them off. To find out that they made up many lies to get them into the book. The first time they ran into the leaf, they allowed them to retreated. The rest of the time, they went back to the leaf and body's bag. They were already criminals in the eyes of the leaf, so why not commit some crimes in the land of fire? The fire daimyo didn't like all the complaints coming from all the nobles in his land. He was getting reports of several crimes committed in his land by 3 people. Of course, the daimyo figured out that Minato was up to his old ways again, but this time, he couldn't stop him. They committed several crimes: theft, vandalism, Dainandash, murder of leaf ninjas, and more Dainandash incident. He just let the leaf ninja do their hunting and kept his men out of this affair, knowing the truth and the injustice done by Minato. By the time they reached the land of waterfalls, 3/4 of their hunter ninjas and 1/4 of their Yanbu, and many Chunins and Genins and few Jounins died. Minato believed that as soon as he gets them, the village won't need to worry about power anymore. He believed the Rin's power to bring back the dead was enough to bring back the best they had. How wrong he was. The ranking of the major village drastically changed. The sand began to grow stronger due to aligning themselves with countries that Naruto helped. Mist got out of their civil war and managed to fill in all of the 7 swordsmen of the Mist, except for Kisame. His position was replaced by Mangetsu. He is alive in my story, as a swordsman capable of wielding all swords. The group alone brought them up to strength. The new ranking from 1st to 5th is Cloud, Stone, Sand, Mist, and finally Leaf at dead last. They lost too much reputation to gain any good jobs and lost too many people trying to capture our trio of heroes. The village was in such a bad state that Jiraiya started to donate his money from Ika to the village. Also, the Uzumaki wealth dwindled drastically. Kushina used the entire money of the former village of the Uzumaki clan to help the village stay afloat. Now, we find our band of heroes in Waterfall Country. So this is our last stop? Asked Arturia. Yeah. I want to say goodbye to Shibuki. He is a good man. Naruto replied. How far is it? Rin asked. Already tired from all the walking. Not that far. Just an hour more of walking. Boom. What was that? Arturia said as she drew Caliban. I don't know, but we should check it out, Naruto said as he put on his helmet, preparing for a possible fight. Naruto-chan, we need to move faster. I sense Chomei nearby, Kurama shouted, worried for her younger sibling because of the recent Akatsuki attack. The group managed to find out that they only captured Shikaku. Ever since news of Gaara's capture, the other nations kept their Jinchuriki safe from them, and the 3 heroes managed to stop the attacks. When Yujito was targeted, Naruto was nearby and saved her. Kakuzu and Haiden managed to escape from Naruto's wrath. Damn it. I think the Akatsuki is going for the Jinchuriki of the 7 tails, Naruto said as he picked up the pace. They group hid in the trees near a battle between the zombie duo of the Akatsuki against a tan-skinned girl with green mint hair. By looking at the girl, she looks like she was ready to give in to her capture. Give up, Jinchuriki. You won't be escaping us this time, Kakuzu said, seeing the girl is on her last leg. Come on. Keep fighting, so I can sacrifice you to Jashin-sama. The crazed priest, Haiden screamed out. I can't keep this up, Fu thought as she begins to accept her fate to be captured by them. I don't think so, a man's voice came out, getting the 3's attention. You! Both Akatsuki members screamed as they recognized the man that stopped them from capturing the 2-tailed Jinchuriki and nearly killed them. Who are you? Fu said with some concern in her voice. A king, the man in a suit of armor said. Then she widened her eyes. The man summoned a dozen golden ripples right behind him, making the Akatsuki stare in fear and her in awe. So will we fight Akatsuki or will you run away like last time? He said. Surprising for that this man managed to make these 2 monsters run away. Damn it! We can't take him on. Only Leader Sama can take him on, thought Kakuzu thought as he remembered the last battle and the order that Pain will deal with him. You might have killed the puppet, but you won't be able to kill us, Haiden shouted as he charged at the man. However, he stopped. Kakuzu sent his treads to restrain his partner. Stop, Haiden! We will die if we face him. We need to retreat and tell Leader Sama we failed. Damn it! As he resigned to retreat. The 2 members retreated back to village hidden in the rain. Rin ran over to Fu to heal her up. Thank you so much, sir, Fu said as she gave a deep bow to the man that saved her. It's no problem. You are a ninja of Waterfall. Shibuki wouldn't be happy to see any of his people captured. You know Shibuki? Yeah, we are old friends, he said with a smile, but no one could see it under his helmet. We should go to the village. It's still dangerous out here, Rin said. I agree. The Akatsuki could still attack or the Leaf may send another team due to us being close to their country. Arturia said, surprising Fu that the leaf is after her hero. Oh. I should at least get the name of my heroes. I'm Rin Tosaka. I'm Arturia Britain. I will tell you once we get to Shibuki. I need to hide my identity. Getting a happy nod from her. The four head off to the village hidden in the waterfall. Once in the village, Shibuki brought the group into his office. After hearing the story of Fu being attacked by the Akatsuki, he began to worry for her and his village. Then when the man in the armor took off his helmet, everything changed. To hear that the story of their hero was mind-opening. Naruto, please take Fu with you, Shibuki said while bowing to him on his knees. Yeah, said both Naruto and Fu. Fu was blushing at the idea of going with Naruto. She idolized him after he saved her village from the traitor, Suion. Then she developed a crush after him rescuing her from certain death. Are you sure? I'm going to a place where Jinchuriki are weak compared to others, he said. Yes. The Akatsuki is a threat that I can't handle. Fu got lucky due to you visiting me. I fear she won't survive another attack and we won't be strong enough to handle them. As he began to get up. Plus I know you will protect her. Getting a smile from Shibuki which Naruto returned with his own. Naruto faced Fu. Fu, do you want to go west with me? To go into war with people far stronger than anything in the east. To face certain death with little chance for survival, he said with a smirk. Of course. I will be safer with you, Naruto-sama, she said with a smile. By the way, call me just Naruto. She smiled even more. Hi, Naruto. The two begins to walk off together talking to each other. Why is it that every girls he meet, they fall in love with the idiot? Rin asked Arturia tiredly. He's Naruto. We can't stop that, Arturia said happily, not minding all the attention that Naruto is getting. She is still getting the most attention from him compared to Rin. Something that she plans to change. We now find our newcomer, Fu, joining the group. After her run-in with the Akatsuki, Shibuki offered them her the chance to go with her hero to a completely new world that she isn't familiar with. After a tearful goodbye between Shibuki and Fu, they headed to the village hidden in the sand. Sand village? Damn, the sun is going to kill me, Fu complained. How can you three stand the heat? She accused her new friends. Didn't Rin tell you? Naruto asked her. Tell me what? As she narrowed her eyes at him. Rin stepped up, gathering her attention on her. I have a spell that can keep you cool in the hottest temperature, she said with a big grin, causing Fu's jaw to drop. You! How come you didn't give it to me? An angry Fu shouted. Well, you need some kind of welcome gift. I figured the appreciation for my genius talents would be a good gift, she said with a smug. It would have been better if you did cast that spell on me. Rin just ignored her and continued to the village's gate. Why you? Get back here! Fu screamed at her and chased her, demanding her to cool her off. I feel like those two will become good friends, Naruto commented. Not unless Fu kills her first, Arturia said with a smile. They do have a unique dynamic. Time skip. There in the village hidden in the sand, Naruto and Gaara came up with a plan to deal with the box of unlimited bliss. They came up with the idea that Naruto tried to assassinate Gaara and later be captured and sent to the blood prison. Naruto, under a fake identity as Tatsumi, was trying to assassinate Gaara to weaken the sand village. Naruto pleaded that he was taking a job from the leaf village. Something that they denied, but their reputation suggested otherwise. To be honest, it was one of Minato's plan for bringing power to the leaf by weakening the others. Of course he couldn't say that and there was no real proof. The trial was held in the Land of Irons with all 5 Kages attending due to him being sent to Hozuki Castle. A prison that needs to be approved by all. Naruto only said that the leaf hiring him due to planting the seed of suspicion on the leaf for everyone, except for Gaara. He started to doubt them after hearing that they were planning to rescue him from the Akatsuki. He was later sent to be punished. He still had his chakra coils and with the help of Kurama, she managed to make it look like that Tatsumi was on the level of a Kage to draw out the perpetrator. Naruto went into the prison to do his job. He was confronted by Mui, the head of the prison, and taken captive to be an offering for the box. However, he escaped from Mui and his men. The fire release, Heavenly Seal didn't work on Naruto because he didn't use chakra to escape. He just summoned one of his noble phantasm to fight his foe, but he didn't escape without taking some hit. He ran and hid in a cave near the prison. There he rested for a while until another prisoner confronted him. This prisoner was Ryuzetsu. She came in to heal him and talk about her purpose there. They got along well and agreed to work together to kill Mui and destroy the box of unlimited bliss. The problem was that they needed to find the box. They decided to wait until Mui made the first move. Mui got tired for searching for Naruto and decided to harvest the other prisoner's chakra for the box. There Mui finally faced his son Muku, that he wanted to see for a long time. Muku, who was really Satoru, the demon in the box, was wearing his skin to finally escape the box. Just before Muku was about to impale Mui, Naruto and Ryuzetsu went in and Naruto used Enkidu, the chains of heaven, to restrain Muku and save Mui. Muku transformed into Satoru true form to battle Naruto, who was the only one capable of taking him down. Naruto summoned Durandal and fought a fierce battle with Satori. Naruto was struggling to take out Satoru and there were prisoners and guards dying in the crossover. Naruto couldn't take it any longer and summoned Ie and finally slain the demon and saved the others. Mui was grateful for Naruto and Ryuzetsu's help in saving him and ending the nightmare of the box of unlimited bliss. He allowed the two to leave the prison due to the understanding of their reason in the prison for the first place. Ryuzetsu didn't have anywhere to go anymore. She didn't want to go back to the village hidden in the grass, so she followed Naruto. The two were close during their time in the blood prison and figured that the other side of the wall is a better choice for a new start. Something that would later bring headaches for him and his friends. After introducing Ryuzetsu to the group, they head off to the west. Tosaka's Manor, west. During their trip to Rin's home that they are using as a base, Fu and Ryuzetsu couldn't believe that they were actually in the west. They saw a lot of death. Naruto and the girls led them through several war zones to show how violent that the west is. They saw many dead bodies and were forced to fight against some of the other race that wanted to kill the group. Of course, they were surprised about how strong the other race were. The ghouls were far stronger than most of the girls and gave them a hard time. The demons and devil really freaked them out. They were ruthless and nearly killed Fu. If Chome, Nanabai, didn't save her, she would be dead. Finally reaching the safe haven of Camelot, the humans finally relaxed in the Tosaka's Manor. Some part of me regret coming along, Fu said with a sheepish smile. Still, the West is really interesting. The culture is very different, and the food is pretty good, Ryuzetsu said while eating some fish and chip that Rin made for the group. Something that all the ninjas from East could say that is delicious. The girls nodded in agreement as soon as they tried it. Thanks. Happy to know that you like our cuisine, Rin said with a smile. The entire group spent the next couple of hours eating and enjoying their time in the manor. Especially Arturia, Rin rarely makes a lot of food. She was going to eat as much food as possible. Now that celebration are over, we need to talk about what are we going to do next, Arturia said with a serious voice. True. We finished your little vacation and now we are back in West. What is next, Naruto? Rin asked, making everyone look to the once and future king for guidance. The next step is getting more power. Even with all the weapons that I could summon, we need more to fight every race. I'm thinking of something crazy. How crazy? Rin asked. She knew and dreaded that look. I plan on taking the power of the heavenly dragon. What? Rin and Arturia shouted, surprising the other girls that don't know of the legend. That is stupid. Even for you, Rin shouted. Agreed. At least wait for Lady Merlin to return before facing them, Arturia said with concern in her voice. Excuse me? Would you guys explain what is a heavenly dragon? Fu asked as she raised her hand. The heavenly dragon are two dragons that holds power that nobody can face. In the past, the demon race challenged against one of the two and lost their demon lord. They later went into hiding to build up their force. That was when the devils came up and took their spot as one of the powerful faction in the West. The demons are still more powerful than the devils, but they are low in numbers. Back to the dragons, legend foretold that they were sent to be the one to aid the once and future king, Rin said in lecture mode. So why is it a stupid idea for Naruto to face them? He is the once and future king. Ryuzetsu asked, confused about the problem. The problem, Ryu, is that I wasn't born when they were sent to the West. They waited and many people hunted them down like the Biju at home, so they fought back and started to ignore their duty. They would test me or just kill me. Seeing as no one is capable of taking them down, we believe that they will kill me, Naruto answered using the nickname he gave Ryuzetsu. Oh, Ryu said. Still, it is the right call. It's time I face them. We can't wait for Merlin to come back, he said as he stood up. I'm doing this alone. No buts. This is my destiny and it's time I face it. What is your destiny then, Naruto? Ryu asked as she or the others haven't heard the full legend. It's an old legend that existed way before the wall came up. It became a fairy tale that many parents told their kids and hoped to give them hope for a warless future. It says, a child capable of pulling the golden sword of Victorious from the stone will be bestowed power capable of saving the world or destroying the world, Arturia answered as she loves the story since childhood. Fu just listened carefully and was reminded something. This reminds me of, she went on to tell the story. It was a story that speak of the child of prophecy from Shibuki. He had a summon that would talk about it all the time. Interesting story, a feminine voice said from nowhere. Surprising Fu and Ryu. The other three already recognized the voice and her antics. Calm down, everyone. It's Merlin, Naruto said as he continued to drink his tea. Then Merlin came out of the shadow and showed herself. You need to stop doing that. Coming out of nowhere without me sensing you is scary, Excalibur said, as she doesn't like any surprise that put her master in danger. Come on. I thought it was funny, Kurama said as she came out of the kitchen with a bag of chips. Nice to see someone on my side, Merlin said with a smile. Now I'm Merlin. You should already know me, she asked, getting a nod from the two. Good, now Fu, that story isn't really surprising. After talking with Lord Byako himself, I learned that all elders of each of the summon race once heard of our legend about the sword in the stone. Even the White Tiger Elder had a similar memory of our story, but only remember parts of the legend. This summon elder must have remembered parts of our legend and pass it on as a prophecy. A prophecy that was incomplete on his side and only works in the West. Our world is the one in constant war, not yours. Yar, you ninjas are really selfish. How come did the summon elder pass it as a prophecy? He said he saw it in a vision, Fu asked. You just said it. He is an elder. An elder with memory problem like all other elders of all race, Merlin pointed out, making Fu realize she was right. The elders of all summons were infamous for their long age and memory problem. In hindsight, Naruto's pain could have been avoided if they acknowledged that the elder of the Toad summons was just an old forgetful toad, because it was him that caused the Namikaze family to only care about Mito. Well, with that out of the way, Naruto. Merlin gave a serious look. You are right, she said with a smile. Yeah, said all the girls in the room, leaving Naruto dumbstruck and Kurama laughing. I said he is right. It is time that he faced those two. Albion is more loyal, so he may come quietly if you show him Caliban, but Drake will ask for a fight. You will need to prepare for that, Merlin said in all seriousness. Time skip. Naruto asked for Caliban back to use against the heavenly duo. Arturia handed back to him with a kiss. Ren also gave him a kiss and threatened to kill him if he dies. Ryu and Fu made Naruto promise to come back. Then Naruto head off to Empty Heaven, the mountain range where the heavenly duo live and fight. It was named after them. Then Naruto head off to Empty Heaven. Man, Naruto said as he longed at the sheer destruction around the mountain. Growling. Who goes there? A very powerful shout came from above, showing at two large dragons, one red and one white. Who dares enter our home? The red one shouted, not liking intruders. Look, Albion, a human came to challenge us. I haven't seen any human come here before. This will be the first, Drake. Both Drake and Albion laugh at this. Hey! Don't look down on me! Shouted Naruto, not liking how people always look down on him. Make me human, Drake said. Naruto only grinned at this. He drawn out Caliban and let her light shine bright in front of the two. I am possible, Drake shouted. Finally, Albion said with glee. Our master is finally here. That's right. I am the once and future king. I come here to ask for your help to unite the land. I'm honored to help, Albion said as he showed his respect. He was more the respectful one out of the duo. Not me. You need to beat me if you want my help. What are you doing, Drake? He is the one that we were born to help. Will you deny our birthright? Albion asked. Damn right. He needs to prove that he is worthy of my power. How dare you, Albion shouted, but was interrupted. I will fight. But Albion tried to protest. No buts. All my life, I never asked for anything. Everything I have, besides Caliban and some other things, I work hard to get. I won't let this stop me. If you want to fight, then I will give you one. Naruto shouted as he drew Excalibur too. We are with you, Master / my King Excalibur, and Caliban said as he prepared to fight. Albion, I like that you show respect for me, but I have to do this. It's not about power. It's about proving my worth, he said, making Albion look at him with more respect, and decided to leave the battlefield. You earn a little respect, human. I hope you are ready. Mother, God is a female and created the heavenly dragons, so they are their mother. Promise me that her chosen king will be strong. Bring it! Naruto, Caliban, and Excalibur shouted. Naruto charged at the Welsh dragon, while the vanishing dragons sit back and watch. Naruto starts slashing at the scales of Drake, but proved to be fruitless. Damn, his scale is tough. Then he switched tactic and jumped back after a powerful fire attack. He summoned dozen of noble phantasm from the gate of Babylon and sent them at Drake. So you know about the gate? Interesting, Albion said with a grin. Do you think that those puny weapons is enough to break my scales? Drake shouted. Master, there is a weak spot showing. Excalibur informed her master. There is a weakness. It's at the base of the tail. Caliban added on. That is not going to be easy. Naruto pressed on with his slashes with his twin holy swords at Drake's stomach. Only to notice a powerful glow he started to give off. Naruto immediately jumped back to see his next attack. I wonder if you can survive this. Take this. Longinus Smasher, Drake shouted as he fired a pure green beam of energy at him, destroying everything in his way. I'm not great with names. Damn it, he thought as it got closer. He stuck Excalibur to the ground and gathered prana into Caliban. Banishing shift, he shouted as he swung Caliban against Longinus Smasher and sent the attack into the zero dimension, surprising the two dragons. Ha! How do you like that? He taunted. That is an interesting move, Albion thought. What the hell was that? That wasn't the gate of Babylon, and sure as hell it wasn't one of Caliban's attack. Drake shouted in anger that one of his most powerful attack was countered that easily. Oh, that was the gate in a way though. Getting a confused look from the red dragon. The gob is just dimension magic. I experimented with the gob and tap into other dimensions. Banishing shift is a counterspell that dispel any and all form of attack by sending it the zero dimension. The dimension where everything becomes nothing, he said with a grin. Why you? Drake said as he swiped his claw at him. Then smiling that he got him until. Poof. Allowing Caliban to fall into the ground when Naruto poof. What? Drake shouted in anger and confusion. Seeing as how can he do that? Not realizing it is a ninja technique that is new to the West. Ninjutsu may be weak compared to magecraft, but does have its uses. That was my shadow clone jutsu. I will explain later, Naruto said from behind of Drake. Drake sensed a lot of prana coming from behind that he didn't notice due to the clone distraction. The original Naruto quietly picked up Excalibur and went behind Drake. Naruto was behind with Excalibur raised and gathering power to use her ultimate attack. Excalibur! Naruto shouted as he swung down aiming for the base of the tail with Excalibur, dealing a lot of damage to Drake. After the light died down. Haha! I haven't took this much damage since my fight with Albion a few years ago, Drake said with a laugh. Naruto could only look at shock that Drake took on that attack and only take minimal damage. Human! No, King! I accept you as the one Mother sent us to help, Drake said with a big grin. Yada! I did it! Naruto shouted and jumped for joy. Time skip, Tosaka's manner. I hope he is alright, Ryu said as she laid on the couch and watched TV. She, along with Fu, were surprised about how magic can be used to create technology for life instead for death. The West have some low-tech cars and Naruto's favorite, a motorcycle, kitchen appliance, and medical devices. All low-tech of course, but more advanced than the one that ninjas find in the land of snow. Of course that idiot is alright, Rin said. Hey Rin, I still don't get why you don't like all these cool stuff? Fu asked Rin about all the technology in the house. I just don't like it. It's confusing. I'm a magus and tradition is everything. I was raised to do things the old-fashioned way. Arturia and Naruto brought in the technology, she replied. She really didn't like technology. No matter how much they taught her about it, she still had trouble. Roar. Rin, Fu, Arturia, and Ryu heard a loud roar outside and went out to see what it was. Only to see a red and white dragon coming their way with a blonde on top of the white one. They all looked dumbstruck. Arturia and Rin especially. All their life, they were told how dangerous that the duo were, and now, they see their lover ride one as if it was nothing. They expected Naruto to live and fight another day after losing to the dragon. They didn't see this coming. Hey guys! Naruto shouted as they began to land in front of the manor. Naruto jumped down to give the girls a hug. Who the hell is making that noise? Kurama shouted as she walked out of the house with a huge headache. She drank too much and was dealing with a hangover. One long introduction and explanation later. So you see, I don't really want you two to do the fighting. Making the heavenly duo look at their master with more respect. The two could have easily conquered the entire West for him, but Naruto said he wanted to do it himself. If I don't unite the West myself, I can't call myself a king. I need to do this myself. Do you guys have any way to give power instead? Naruto asked. I can give you a unique power by giving you part of our soul, Albion said. Breaking a part of my soul and giving it to you will give you a pair of white dragon wings called Divine Dividing. The power allow you to divide anyone's power in half and absorb that power. Chakra, prana, or ki-based attack. Divine Dividing also have more power when you become stronger with my power. Or he turned to his brother, Drake. I can give you my blessing. It will improve or give you magic circuit depending on the situation. However, the soul dividing only apply to you. Drake answered. Is it okay that I get the divine dividing and the girls get your blessing? Getting a nod from both dragon. Drake gave his blessing to Fu, Ryu, Rin, Arturia, and then Merlin could always use the boost in their circuit. Fu and Ryu will gain magic circuit while keeping their chakra network like Naruto. When Fu gained her magic circuit, this allowed Chome to be released from her prison. Something that her sister, Kurama, was happy to see. Ryu was happy to become stronger for Naruto. Thank you for your gift, Naruto said with a bow, showing his new divine dividing wings to everyone. I will call on you when I need your help. The two dragon flew back home after bowing back. Well, this is good. We have great power, but there is some that need training, Merlin said as she looked at Arturia, Fu, and Ryu. For new Magus is good, but she turned to Rin. You need to teach them. She pointed to Rin. What? Why me? Again. She shouted in protest. You or Naruto could help me, you know. I know, she said with a smirk. But I'm taking Naruto with me for a year-long trip. What? Everyone shouted in surprise. Yup. It's time to rebuild the 7 deadly sins. I had no luck finding more members, so I hope that Naruto will help. Besides, this will give him the chance to build up relations with many people and races that I know. Getting a nod, understanding the need for the legendary group and have ties with others. Rin, you will train those 4 for the next year. Understood? Fine. I will do it. Rin gave in to her demand. Naruto, this will be the last night with your girlfriends. Go spend it with them. Okay. He and the girls went into the house to spend the last day together until a year. It was a steamy night for Naruto, Rin, and Arturia. They decided to have fun with each other. Something that the next morning, they were saying their goodbye. Naruto, Fu, and Ryu said. Promise to come back. Then we will have something to talk about, the 2 girls said. Alright, Naruto said as he kissed both on the cheek. Bye, Chome. I wished I got to spend time hanging out. Watch out for your big sister, she always get into trouble. Naruto said as he hugged Chome. A beautiful girl with green hair. Hey! Kurama said in protest against that statement. Caliban, take care of Arturia for me. You are a great sword that I was lucky to have, he said to Caliban in her sheath by Arturia's side. I will, my king. Promise to come back alive, Caliban replied. Of course, he said with a smile. Naruto, it's time to go, Merlin said. Goodbye. Somewhere is in the west. So Naruto, how was your trip back east? Merlin asked as they traveled the land in search of members. For the most part great. However. Flashback. During Naruto's little vacation back in the Elemental Nation, it wasn't all pleasant. It was a simple visit to all his friends and helping people out on the way. It suddenly turns into a manhunt on him and his friends. It was the right call to wear a full-body knight armor during his reunion trip. However, it made him an easy target to identify. Not only did the Leaf Village hunt them down to kidnap them, there were some other groups that were interested in them. Well, look at what we have here. A voice came to the trio in the campsite. Naruto, Arturia, and Rin drew their weapons and prepared to fight who walk up to them. It turned out to be a pair wearing black cloak with red clouds and their signature hat. What does the Akatsuki want with 3 random people? Naruto asked the leading one. We came here to recruit you 3. Seeing how you easily defeated our own Leader-sama hoped that you would join, the leading one said. The pair pulled off their hat to reveal themselves. Itachi Uchiha and Kisame Hashigaki, Rin said as she recognized them from the bingo book she grabbed from one of the dead leaf hunter nin. We have no intention to join your organization. Arturia said as she readied Caliban. Too bad, Kisame said with a mad grin. That mean we will take you forcefully, he said as he charged with Samahata. Don't kill them, Kisame, Itachi ordered as he continued to stare down the man with the armor. Back up Arturia if she needs it, Rin. I will handle this one, Naruto said. Rin nodded to his command. Arturia easily blocked Kisame's attack. You are pretty strong for a girl, Kisame said with his mad grin. This only made Arturia mad. She began to push back the monster of the mist. Don't think that a woman can't defeat a man, she shouted as she pushed back Kisame. Kisame noticed a cut on his cheek. Haha. Looks like I did underestimate you. Next time, I won't let it happen again. Kisame went in for another strike. Caliban began to glow with prana for the strike. As soon as their blade made contact, Samahata tried to shred it. What is going on? My Samahata should eat the chakra coming off the blade and break it, said a confused Kisame. The trio only smirked at his statement. Itachi picked up on that smirk. It's not chakra. How can your sword beat mine if it can only eat chakra? She once again overpowers Samahata. Then she charged at him with a slash ready. Kisame barely dodged it. That is water style, exploding water colliding wave, Kisame shouted as he went through some hand signs. Then a large wave of water approached to slam into her. Caliban, Arturia shouted to her sword. Right, Caliban said as she prepared more prana for her next attack. Itachi and Kisame were surprised to hear her blade talk. She stabbed Caliban to the ground. Caliban released the prana stored up and released it underground. It caved in the floor right in front of her, creating a large enough crater for Kisame's jutsu to fill up, sparing her the disadvantage of fighting on water. She was a normal human, but a hell of a lot stronger than the one in the east. She can't do any special tricks, but she can handle a lot more than ninja and civilian alike. This will take too long. Itachi then went through some hand signs himself to aid his partner. Fire style, Phoenix Sage fire multiple fireballs went for Arturia. Then suddenly several weapons came out of gold ripples behind Naruto and destroyed them. Arturia gave him a nod of gratitude and went on to continue to attack Kisame. Rin just stayed back and watched. This is their fight. Don't interfere, Naruto said while crossing his arm and looked intimidating toward Itachi. There were dozens of gold ripples behind Naruto, ready to be released and strike Itachi. Is there any way to convince you to join the Akatsuki, King? Itachi asked once again to King. No, he replied. So be it. Fire style, Phoenix Sage flower nail crimson, Itachi said as he threw some shurikens at him and coated them with fire. Naruto only fired his noble phantasm at them with great precision. He destroyed all of them. Naruto then charged at Itachi with Excalibur. He was aiming for his head. Fast. I can't dodge this or substitute myself in time, Itachi thought as he prepared his triumph card. Red rib cage began to appear all around them. Excalibur couldn't cut through the ribs, made of chakra. Master, be careful. This technique is very powerful, Excalibur warned her master. He only jumped back and examined Susanoo. This is Susanoo, the Uchiha's ultimate defense and power, Itachi said as his Susanoo grew a skin. Interesting, Naruto said as he drew a weapon from the gate. It was Calibalg, the rainbow sword. I wonder if the Uchiha's ultimate defense can withstand two legendary weapons? Itachi narrowed his eyes at the two swords in his hand. He didn't recognize those blades to be any legendary weapons, so he guessed they were weapons lost to time. He is half correct. There are weapons in the gate that were lost, but there are some that people came into possession. The gate pulls the weapon out of time and space in the past, so he can use them without any repercussions to the weapons that are still around in the present. He then charged at the humanoid jutsu while gathering as much prana into his blades. Take this. He slashed Itachi with both blades full of prana, only to break the jutsu into its bone stage. Not good. That was too much power to take on, Itachi thought as he analyzed the situation. Kisame! He shouted to gather his partner's attention. Kisame was surprised to see him pull out Susanoo and see it in that state. Kisame struggled in their spars to get it in that state. Naruto did it without any problem. We won't win this. Retreat. Itachi then turned into a flock of crows and disappear. Go ahead and leave. I have seen enough that I'm strong enough to hold my ground to one of the best in this nation, Arturia said. Kisame picked up on this nation. People would say country or village. She said nation, as an elemental nation. This was something he need to bring up later with his partner. End of flashback. So the Akatsuki are interested in recruiting you three? At least we know that they aren't much to deal with. Merlin replied to his story. True, but they were annoying. We ran into the zombie duo, Haiden and Kakuzu. They were kidnapping the two-tailed Jinchuriki. We stopped them, but we ran into them more often. They tried to kill us or recruit us. However, the Leaf was persistent in their attempt to kidnap us, he said tiredly. How so? She asked. Flashback. Damn it! Minato slammed his fist onto his desk. How can they defeat all the hunter ninja I sent? He yelled in frustration. Minato, calm down. We knew that they were powerful to take on the Akatsuki on their own. You can't expect that we can kidnap them so easily, Jiraiya told his student. It has been several weeks since he falsified the records of one Saber, one Rin, and one Arturia into the Hidden Leaf records. All attempt to kidnap them for their power they have. Many hunters died in their attempt to capture them. All were sent back to the front of the gate of the Leaf in bodies bags, shocking many civilian and ninjas. Even Jiraiya's spies began to disappear when searching for information on them. He concluded that they were killed. I can't keep searching for them. Whoever those three are, they are killing too many ninjas and my spies. We will need all of them against the Akatsuki and Orochimaru in the future, Jiraiya told Minato with a frown. He can't support his student's decision to continue to hunt for three unknowns. Not with causality count rising. Fine then. Jiraiya, as Hokage, I order you to gather a team and track and capture those three, Minato ordered. Fine, but I'm telling you, it won't end well, Jiraiya responded. You are a Sannin for God's sake. That should be enough to take them down. Damn it, Minato! They took down members of the Akatsuki. Only one easily overwhelmed two members at the same time. It's safe to assume that the other two can do the same. Doing this will get more killed. I may be a Sannin, but there are limits, Jiraiya yelled at him, tired with the many attempts that ended in failure. It was too much like Orochimaru and Cloud Village. He didn't like how the village is being run now. You have your orders, Minato said with authority. Jiraiya left through the door and went to go gather a team for a suicide mission. Minato, are you sure this is the right choice? Kushina asked as she came from behind Minato. Are you doubting me now? He asked Kushina as he narrowed his eyes at her. No, but nothing. This is all for the Leaf, he said to end the conversation. The main excuse he told himself and to everyone else. She only left and went back home to check on Mito. Jiraiya gathered the best of the Leaf to capture the trio. On the team were Kakashi, Guy, Kurenai, and Asuma. They were the best in their field of expertise and the best the Leaf had to offer. He briefed them on the mission. Asuma and Kurenai didn't recognize the name of the supposed rogue Leaf ninja. Kakashi and Guy only frowned hearing who their target was. Guy went on about how unyouthful this mission was. They managed to track them down close to Lighting Country. The trio finished up business with the rescue of the two-tailed Jinchuriki. The retrieval team were waiting for them to get a good distance away from the border, so they don't draw the attention of any Cloud Ninja. Then they jump in front of the trio. Hold up right there. By order of the Hokage, you are to be returned to the Leaf. Rin, Arturia, and Saber, Jiraiya said, to sound as if they were there to retrieve rogue Leaf ninjas. They are still on it? Arturia asked out loud. They don't even know our full names, Rin said. I bet they don't even know that Saber is just a name I made up, Naruto said out loud. Their comments confused Asuma and Kurenai because they were still left out on the truth. They looked at their supposed traitorous comrades and didn't recognize them, but they had orders to capture them. Rin, Arturia. I will deal with the guy with big white hair. You guys will deal with rest. Getting a nod from his friends. Naruto versus Jiraiya. Why won't you guys leave us alone? We did absolutely nothing against your village, Naruto asked. Sorry, Saber, but you guys are too powerful to be left alone. The Leaf needs your power, Jiraiya responded. You don't even know my names or who we really are. Then you decided to put us in your bingo book as rogue ninja from your village. That is just sad, Naruto said while he wanted summon his gate and prepared a lot of noble phantasm. Jiraiya flinched at his comment. He always thought that the Leaf is the best and didn't need to do anything pathetic. He thought they were above the world. Now he is living his nightmare, the Leaf village in a desperation situation. Just surrender, Jiraiya ordered. Then a dozen of noble phantasms shot out toward Jiraiya. Jiraiya didn't get out unscathed. He lost his right arm immediately from the barrage of powerful weapons. I'm tired of your village. You believe to be gods, but you're far from it. The closest one to God is me. I'm the once and future king, Naruto announced. Even in pain, Jiraiya paid attention to what he said. Once and future king? What is that supposed to mean? Jiraiya thought as he would investigate it later. Give up. I already took away your arm. You won't be able to perform any of your powerful jutsu without both arms. You're just so weak. He taunted him. He charged at him with a Rasengan, only to have Naruto use Excalibur to block the attack with ease. This is boring. You are no longer capable of fighting me where many have failed, Naruto said coldly and kicked Jiraiya away into a wall, putting him out of the fight. That man is ruthless, Jiraiya thought as he fell unconscious. Arturia and Rin versus Asuma and Kakashi and Guy and Kurenai. Surrender! We have you outnumbered, Asuma shouted at the pair of girls. True, but Rin said, until Arturia continued. We have you outmatched. We each fought members of the Akatsuki single-handedly. Can you say the same? Arturia said with a smirk, making all of them flinch. They knew that all of the members were powerful, and they couldn't take them on solo. Hearing that they could, dropped their morale. It doesn't matter, we will capture all of you, Kakashi responded. Hey Arturia. Since this isn't a fair fight, you may want to drop the code of chivalry for now, Rin said as she pulled out multiple jewels. Only this once, Arturia said while drawing Caliban. I will take the one in green and the one with one eye. They are close-quarter combatants. They may prove to be as strong as Kisame. Shame that we didn't finish our fight. This new piece of information surprised the Leaf Ninjas. Kisame is easily one of the best fighter of the Akatsuki. She then went to face her opponents. Arturia versus Kakashi and Guy. I hope that you two will be better than Kisame. He may be powerful, but my sword's skills far surpass his, Arturia said as she prepared herself to fight the duo. Guy, we can't take any chances, Kakashi said, then activated the Mangekyo Sharingan. Alright, gate of opening, Guy said as chakra started to rush out of his body. Caliban, any advice? She asked her blade. I will prepare for countermeasures. Just be ready to react, Caliban said as she prepared to perform some magic. Arturia couldn't use prana, so she depends on Caliban herself to perform any magical attack. Guy rushed in for a kick, only to have Arturia instinct take over and dodge it. She then turned around to take a slash at him. Her reaction speed is so fast, Guy thought as she watched her move faster to counter his attack. Kakashi jumped in between them to block her strike with a kunai. He could have attacked her, but he didn't want to risk losing his friend. The two jumped back after countering her. Kakashi, she moves fast. We won't be able to take her on without taking some hits, Guy told Kakashi. Alright. Just keep pressing her, and I will look for an opening, Kakashi said. Gate of healing! Gate of life! Guy shouted and charged right back in. Guy went in with a barrage of attacks. Arturia was only able to block them. Then Guy jumped above her. Arturia noticed that Kakashi sent a fireball at her. She struck the ball with enough prana to divide the ball in half to avoid her. Guy went in to attack her from behind. It knocked her away, but her armor took most of the damage. This man hits hard, she thought as she felt the pain to her back from the kick. Are you ready, Caliban? She asked. She was beginning to get worried about the fight. She didn't think she can take both on at once. Just strike the ugly-looking one. It will take away his power. This technique is linked to his life. I can disturb it, Caliban said as she began to glow a golden color. She went in to attack Kakashi instead due to Guy being faster than her. Arturia went in with many slashes to keep Kakashi in CQB. Then Guy went up to attack her from behind. She was prepared this time. She placed the edge on her back to cut/block his attack. Guy was going too fast to stop himself. His leg was cut by the blade. Then he suddenly started to cough up blood as the gates that were open were forcefully closed. Guy! Kakashi shouted in fear for his partner. What did you do? He said threateningly toward Arturia. I forced him to close all the points in his body, resulting in his body destroying itself from the chakra circulating throughout his body. With all the chakra circulation and the points closed, he's dying, Caliban answered. You can leave your partner to die or leave and save his life. Damn it! I need to capture them, but Kakashi thought. Those that abandon their mission are scum. Those that abandon their teammates are worse than scum. Kakashi heard his own statement and thought about his father again. Guy's life is more important. Kakashi went over to grab Guy and left the battlefield to get him help. Damn it! Why didn't we bring a medic? He thought in frustration. The reason was there weren't any ninja medic that would be useful. Shizun and Tsunade were the one capable of fighting and healing, but they left. Rin vs. Asuma and Kurenai. Do you really believe that you can capture us? Rin asked them as blue lines started to form both her legs and arm. Even if you beat an Akatsuki member, you are still outnumbered, Kurenai told her. She went through some hand signs to cast a genjutsu on her. You do know that each member of the Akatsuki are capable of taking down squads of elite ninjas? Rin replied. What the hell is going on? You should be in my genjutsu, Kurenai shouted as she saw that she wasn't affected by her jutsu. Genjutsu work on people that have a chakra network to mess with, Rin replied, shocking both Leaf Ninja. To hear that she doesn't have a chakra network is unbelievable. In their mind, you need chakra to be powerful. Rin charged right at Kurenai with a powerful punch. She was sent flying away. Kurenai! Asuma shouted as he witnessed his wife flying away like a bug being swatted. You shouldn't take your eyes off your opponent, she whispered to Asuma when punching him. Asuma was able to block it with his right arm. Damn it. Her punches are as hard as Tsunade-sama, Asuma said mentally. The punch left him with a broken left arm. Come on. Even with the Akatsuki, they managed to not take any damage in the first minute, Rin shouted to Asuma disappointedly. Asuma channeled wind chakra into his trench knife. He went to cut her. However, she threw one of her jewels at Asuma and it exploded, forcing Asuma back with several burns. I can and will kill you if you continue. Don't you have someone back home to go to? She asked Asuma to give him a chance to leave. Kurenai. Konoha Maru. Asuma thought as he did have people to live for. I want to have a son too. With those thoughts, he went over to pick up Kurenai who wasn't looking too well. He grabbed her and left. He didn't want to lose Kurenai, and he knew that trying to capture any of the three would get them killed. You had it easy, Rin, Arturia told her as she approached her. My fight was a little tougher, but nothing I can't handle. Did they run away too? Rin asked. Yeah, they did. It at least care enough to save their comrades, Arturia said with a smile. She was a knight at heart, and valued those that fight along with her. They were too easy, Naruto said as he came out of the bush. The legendary toad saged my ass. Just one wave of noble phantasm and he went down. Several days has passed and the Leaf Squad managed to get back home. Jiraiya, Kurenai, and Guy went into intensive care. A missing arm with a lot of blood lost wasn't good. Guy chakra network was damaged severely, but he was able to recover with time, a lot of time. Kurenai suffered from multiple broken bones and internal bleeding. All were able to recover, except for Jiraiya's arm. Minato, we have a problem, Jiraiya told Minato from outside of the window. It has been a month since he got out of the intensive care unit. He went to check on his spies and look for Tsunade. He thought the worst when Naruto mentioned her, and he needed her to get her a new arm. To only find out that she disappeared. What is it? Minato asked as he stopped working on the paperwork. I checked with my spies, they lost the three and too many died searching for them. They refused to look for them anymore. Making Minato frown. Worst, Tsunade and Shizun disappeared, he said with a frown. What? During my fight with King, he mentioned Tsunade. I went to check on her after I got out and she is missing. My spies couldn't find anything on them. I'm afraid that they left or were captured. This isn't good. We can't lose another Sannin. Not to these three unknown. I think she left. I checked and she took both the Scroll of Seals and all the Uzumaki scrolls. Damn it! Minato shouted in anger. He was okay with her leaving if she was still close to the village. Now she left the country with the Leaf's secrets. End of flashback. Well, they sound like they won't be a problem in the future. They will be able to easily dealt with if they act up, Merlin said to his story. Yeah. Who are we going to look for first? Naruto asked Merlin. We are looking for the leader of the 10 Commandments from the demon race, Merlin said seriously, surprising Naruto that they would go for one of the strongest in the West. Relax. There have been some issues with him and this race. I think this would be the best chance to get someone strong on our side. Besides, he might be the new leader of the 7 deadly sins. Somewhere in the West in Demon Country. I still say that this is a very bad idea, Naruto shouted in protest. Stop crying about it, Naruto, Merlin replied. All the demons we ran into attacked me. You stood there and watched. He pointed at Merlin angrily. Hey, I got you a new outfit at least. I could have left you in that damage armor, but I'm kind enough to get you something new. Plus, it matches your girlfriend's armor, she said with a clap. During the search in demon territory, they were constantly attacked by demons of all kind. They were relentless in their attack. The knight's armor that Naruto once wore became damaged and wouldn't be able to protect him properly. Merlin designed a blue armor/outfit for him. The design are similar to Arturia's armor. And Fate's/extra saber. Gawaine's armor. Fine. I'll stop bitching about it. Where is this guy? Meliodas. His name is Meliodas and he is someone you shouldn't underestimate. He was personally chosen to lead the 10 Commandments, and he's the eldest son of the Demon King. Merlin answered. Why are we looking for a guy like that? He asked fearfully. Because things has changed. Since the death of the Demon King, he hasn't been the same. He started to change. Recently he left the 10 Commandments. He has leadership skill and great power. A good potential for the Sin of Wrath. The Sin of Wrath stands as the leader of the 7 deadly sins. Okay, but how do we find him? Naruto asked once again. Why not look behind you? An unknown voice suggested. Naruto immediately drew Excalibur and turned around. Merlin was still relaxed and wasn't worried. She slowly turned around instead of quickly. Only to find a kid with messy blonde hair and emerald green eyes. Who are you, kid? Naruto asked as he put away Excalibur, not believing that a child was a threat. Besides that, Excalibur hasn't said anything about him. She would warn him if there was danger near, like the attacks before. Who am I? Who are you? The blonde kid asked. Oh, I didn't introduce myself. I'm Naruto. This is Merlin. He pointed to Merlin. She didn't look surprised seeing the child. Oh, I know Merlin. I was wondering, who are you? The child asked again. I already told you. I'm Naruto. He told the child again. He won't get it. Just introduce yourself before night times comes, Merlin said, getting a confused look from Naruto. Okay then. The child answered Merlin. I'm Meliodas, former leader of the 10 Commandments. Nice to meet you, Meliodas said with a grin, surprising Naruto. After a few minutes of shock from Naruto. I thought you would have been older. He deadpanned. Rude. I'm over 3,000 years old, Meliodas retorted, making Naruto faint from the shocking piece of evidence. He fainted. Are you going to tell me who he really is, Merlin? Meliodas asked Merlin after he finished poking Naruto with a stick. He is the one to pull the sword out of the sword, Merlin said with a sly smile. That sword he is carrying isn't Caliban, he pointed out. It's true, Lord Meliodas. Caliban was given to Master's lover. She dreamt of pulling Caliban as a child. When Master received me from Lady Vivian, he had no need of carrying 2 holy swords. My name is Excalibur, the sword of promised victory, and my companion that protects me and Master as my sheath is Avalon. Excalibur answered. Avalon just started to glow as a sign of saying hi. Oh. Then that's okay. Why are you looking for me, Merlin? I want to recruit you to the 7 deadly sins. Why should I join? Naruto wants to unite the land. Uniting all races and find peace with everyone. I want his dream to come true, but he can't do it alone. He will need all the help he can get. He is too young and inexperienced in the West. He came from over the wall in the East. Surprising Meliodas. This is the first news about anything coming from the East. He didn't like how life was there and decided to come here. Even though he'd been here for more than 3 years, he made some friends. Several human friends, including his lover and a ghoul. With the ghoul, he even offered her to take a bite off him to survive, which she rejected his offer, surprising him even more. It was common for humans to kill ghouls right away due to avoid being eaten. Then to offer a ghoul a piece of you is dangerous. A ghoul could lose control from the taste and may eat him instead of taking a bite. The kid seems like he would make a good leader, but he needs work. I'm hoping you would teach him a thing or two and help rebuild the 7 deadly sins. Merlin finished. Let me test him first. Then we will see, Meliodas said. He definitely became intrigued by Naruto. Most people wouldn't think about doing half of the things he'd done. Merlin snapped her fingers and a puddle of water was splashed on Naruto's face. Ah! He screamed from the cold water and drew Excalibur and began swinging it like an idiot. He then looked at the 2 people staring at him. Ahem, what do you mean that you're over 3,000 years old? Naruto shouted as he pointed Excalibur at Meliodas. Meliodas just dashed in with a punch to the face, but he blocked it with Excalibur, knocking Naruto back several feet away. What the hell? Just fight him, Naruto. This is a test for you, Merlin told him. Meliodas went in with another punch to the gut, but this time he landed his punch, knocking him down. Fine. If you want to test me like that, then I will return the favor, Naruto shouted as he summoned several weapons from the gate of Babylon. He launched all of them at Meliodas. Meliodas pulled out his sword, Lost Vein. He easily blocked all of them. So wasteful. Naruto then charged at him while still summoning Noble Phantasm and firing them behind him. He carefully aimed them to not hit himself. That's better, but you could do better, Meliodas commented as he went into a deadlock with Naruto and used him as a shield against his gate. Meliodas easily overpowered Naruto and pushed him back with a barrage of slashes. Naruto only managed to block half of the attacks. Good. You block all those that would have left a fatal wound. You have good battle instinct. However, is this all you can do? Naruto jumped back. Of course not. Shadow Clone Jutsu. Naruto formed 7 clones. Each clone summoned a noble phantasm from the gate to use as Excalibur can't be replicated. Neat. I can do the same. Meliodas created 7 clones of himself. The difference is that his sword, Lost Vein, was copied as well. Lost Vein gave Meliodas the ability to create physical copies of himself, unlike how Naruto uses ninjutsu to create clones. All clones charge at each other as the real ones attack each other. At the end of the quick battle royal, Meliodas' clones won. Damn it! It's not over yet! Naruto shouted as he pulled out Durandal from the gate and focused the holy energy of it and Excalibur together in an X shape. A bright orb started to form in between the 2 swords. Wolf whistle, that looks like it can do some damage, Meliodas commented. However, it won't be enough to beat me, he said with a smirk. Holy flash bang. Naruto pointed the swords at Meliodas and released the orb of holy energy. The technique came from the idea from Kurama's tailed beast bomb. Concentration of energy into a single point and build it up. Then releasing to land on the target and explode in a furious explosion. Naruto used holy energy instead of chakra or prana. He could do it with either of those energy source, but holy energy is unique in its own way and is far more easier for Naruto to use, considering that he holds many holy swords and is the one chosen by God herself. Full counter. Meliodas swung his sword at the right moment to make contact with the orb and sent it right back. Shit! Naruto thought as he closed his eyes to take his own attack, only to feel nothing hit him. Naruto opened his eyes to see Merlin erupting a powerful barrier in front of him to block the attack. You did pretty well for a kid, Meliodas said as he walked to him after the barrier came down. The last attack looked very dangerous and could have killed me considering I am a demon. Naruto only looked sheepish and rubbed the back of his head while giving a weak laugh. Meliodas then turned to Merlin. Okay, I will join the sins. I will also give the kid a lesson of 2. A lesson? Naruto questioned him. You're good kid, but not good enough. You make a decent soldier, but a leader is something that you will need to learn. Who's better to train you in leadership than the one that was said to be the next demon king? Meliodas answered with a smirk. After giving it some thought. Fine. Deal, but what's up with the 180? I heard that you were once a merciless killer and greatly respected by all demons and other races. What happened to you? Naruto asked once again. During his years in the West, he learned a lot about the major players in the West. Meliodas was described as a ruthless killer. He would show absolutely no mercy to anyone he raced and had a great hatred for other races. Oh. Things happen, Meliodas said with his usual go-happy tone. Naruto figured he would not like to talk about it and should be happy that he is like this now. Nearly a year has passed since Meliodas has joined the 7 deadly sins and in Naruto's quest to unite the entire West continent. During the year, he trained Naruto in swordsmanship. Much to the disappointment of him. He wanted to learn some cool technique. Naruto didn't see the full potential of his power as the once and future king. Naruto only took the time to use a few weapons at a time from the Gate of Babylon, and some powerful techniques he learned. That alone made him a powerful opponent, but it wasn't enough. Meliodas gave him a few lessons on how to utilize his gate better in combat. Naruto started to use the gate in more of a creative ways. After the lessons, the group continued to travel the entire West to search for members for the 7 deadly sins. At the start of the journey, the only members were the boar's sin of gluttony, Merlin, lion's sin of pride, Escanor, and dragon's sin of wrath, Meliodas. 3 out of the 7 sins were filled, but Merlin was determined to revive the group. During one of their travel, they heard news of an immortal lurking around the countryside. Meliodas was intrigued by it and went off on his own to find this person. He came back a few weeks later with Ban. As in Undead Ban or now, Fox's sin of greed Ban. Since Ban joined the group, he and Meliodas became best friends. A few months later, Naruto decided to part ways temporarily. Naruto wanted to train on his own in mastering his new power, Divine Dividing. The cool technological-looking white and blue wings amazed Naruto greatly. Besides the ability to fly, he was able to divide his opponent's power in half every 10 seconds. According to Albion, if he trains in the wings, he would unlock a far greater power than the wings. Naruto decided to visit the fairies' forest that was said to be rather peaceful. He figured that it would be the best place to train without anyone trying to stab him in the back. Unfortunately, he ran into trouble there. He stumbled across a battlefield in the fairies' forest. A few demons and a couple dozens of devils were fighting each other. In the midst of their conflict were the peaceful fairy race or the surviving ones. Before the battle between devils and demons, the forest was already attacked and many fairies died. Only a couple dozen survived the attack and decided to rebuild their home. The fairies were without their protector to fight off the last attack that destroyed their home. The peace-loving fairies had to fight against creatures that desire their destruction for the first time on their own, and the result was clear. The next attack, they were lucky. Naruto tried to stop the demons and devils fighting each other, but failed, so he had to kill them. During the short three-way battle, he managed to achieve what he was training for a few minutes. His desire to protect the dying race, fairies, was enough to achieve what Albion called Vanishing Dragon Balance Breaker. The Balance Breaker is scale mail armor. It provided the same protection as a dragon's scale, greater physical capabilities, and the use of the dividing abilities in shorter intervals. After taking out the dozen of devils and all-powerful demons, he managed to save a good number of fairies. About several dozens. Naruto promised to stay for a while to guard them, so they can put up a barrier to keep everyone out. Naruto helped in creating the barrier by changing it, so it would keep out those that have negative emotions. He learned it from sensing emotion from Kurama and barriers from Rin. The new barrier would only allow people that wouldn't harm them in. The barrier itself was also designed with the help of Byakko. He may not know much about magecraft, but he could tell when meeting with Naruto in the forest that the forest have an unlimited supply of nature energy. He was quite jealous of this place for the supply. He worked with Naruto in tuning the barrier, so that it would absorb nature energy to strengthen the barrier for an eternity. After a few more weeks of training in the forest, the protector decided to return, only to be devastated in how his home was destroyed in his absences. The fairies refused to acknowledge their protector, King or Harlequin, as their leader anymore. He wasn't welcomed by his fellow fairies. Even if the other fairies ridiculed King, he would always care for them. He decided to repay Naruto. Naruto needed help in flying combat, so King started to teach him how to fight while flying. At the end of his training period, he left ready for aerial combat. He may have failed in achieving the balance breaker, but he was able to learn how to fight with his divine dividing wings. King couldn't help but feel guilty for what happened to his people and sister when he left, so he followed Naruto. Later he would join the 7 deadly sins as Grizzly's sin of sloth, King. During the reunion of his friends, they managed to recruit a new member that Meliodas stumbled upon. A lady giant, Diane, or now, Serpent's sin of envy, Diane. The 7 deadly sins started to head out their own way to travel the entire West. They needed to know what they would be dealing with. The only one that stayed with Naruto to head back to human country is Meliodas and Ban. Escanor followed Merlin to find the last sin. King and Diane went off to travel the lands, to help where they can like how they did in their past with each other. During King's disappearance from the fairy forest, he was out looking for someone. During his hunt, he lost his memory and ran into Diane. The two stayed together for a few hundred years. Giants and fairies naturally live long lives, so 100 years didn't seem much for them. He later regained his memory and went back to the forest only to find Naruto. Diane waited for a month, but soon left seeing that her friend didn't show up. That is when she ran into Meliodas. Naruto, Ban, and Meliodas headed toward to the Tosaka estate to see his old friends and start their crazy plan. With the girls, they had an eventful time with each other. Fu and Ryu had been learning about magecraft. 1. Fu decided to learn more about flying magic and a couple of elemental magic. Since the removal of Chome, Fu didn't want her to be imprisoned once again, but she missed the wings that allow her to fly. She took up Era 2 magic to grow a pair of wings to fly once again. Seeing that she wanted to help Naruto in his attempt to unite the West, she learned another set of magic. She learned lightning and water magic. Using lightning from the sky to launch long-range lightning spell at the enemy and water magic for close-quarter combat, or long range. She wanted to learn to generate water by using magic, so she can use ninjutsu to use water-style jutsu in remembrance of her home. Ryu wanted to be a mix of a spy. She learned the reflector spell. By distorting the light around themselves, the user is capable of hiding away their body, effectively vanishing from sight in a bluish flash, and then becoming invisible. This way, she would be an effective spy and reconnaissance. Arturia and Rin only polished their skills. Her magic resistance were quite high, so she didn't need to worry about attack spells. She developed a magic technique that works well with her swordsmanship. It was mana infuses and accumulates magical energy into her weapon and body, momentarily injecting an arbitrary vector that allows for an exceptional boost of her abilities by instantaneously releasing the magical energy to reinforce herself. It can be called a jet blast of magical energy to increase her movements in close combat, and executing large-scale body reinforcement through mana burst is only possible with her immense magical power. She have immense magical powers compared to the others that got magic circuits from Drake. Rin theorized that it was Caliban's present that increase it. Even though her magical power is superior to the rest of the girls, including the not jealous Rin, she didn't want to learn about any other spells. She still wanted to base herself out of a knight, not a magus. "Hello," Naruto sang from the door of the Tosaka's estate to see if anyone is home. "Naruto!" shouted two girls. It was Arturia and Fu. Arturia gave him a long and passionate kiss. Ban and Meliodas only whistled to her action. "Arturia! Fu! It's great to see you too," he said happily and went over to give Fu a hug. "Where are the others?" Chomei and Karama left off somewhere. They wanted to visit someplace a few months ago. They wanted to see how much has changed. They haven't returned yet, Fu answered. They deserve this break. They have been gone from their home for far too long, Naruto said. Rin and Ryo left to get supplies, Arturia told him. Supplies? Naruto questioned. Mainly herbs and other medical or poison ingredient. I didn't like the idea of poison, but Rin made a point that some poisonous ingredient could act as a cure to poison and are used for many potions. They won't be back till the end of this month. Damn, Ban said. We can't wait that long for them. We can do it with the 5 of us, Meliodas said. Excuse me. Who are you two and what do you mean? Fu asked. A couple introductions and travel stories later. If we strike Camelot in a few days, we would be able to take out that bastard, Nobunaga. We can take control of their entire human territory. Ben explained their plan. During their travel on their way back, they learned that Camelot would be under guard due to the tax collection. It would usually be at unknown moments, but they would know when Nobunaga is planning to collect tax from the entire territory. These tax collection forcefully take away supplies and money from every human, even to the town that doesn't receive his protection from the other race. If we do this, how do we know that everyone won't turn on us? Arturia asked. She knew that it was wise to get rid of Nobunaga. Simple. This, Meliodas said as he tossed a piece of paper with several names. Arturia and Fu look at the note. Those are the names of people that support Nobunaga and their pockets are being filled up. If we take out Nobunaga and those people out, we would be able to get the most of the army and all the humans on our side. A lot of people don't like either of them. Several corrupt officers would need to be taken out or change them. With all of that done, we have an army and a base of operation. That still leave one problem. Who will kill Nobunaga? I heard he isn't someone that shouldn't be underestimated. Fu asked. It should be the strongest out of us all. Sir Meliodas should Arturia said, but was cut off. No. I will take him, he said. Meliodas just smiled at him while the girls got a worried look. He realized what it takes to be a leader. Leading by example is the best way to sway people. Meliodas thought. There are several leaders in the West have generals that lead their army, while they just sit on the throne and make decisions. Those leaders are rarely respected and would end up being killed, so another person will take their place. And Naruto, it's too dangerous. Arturia and Fu tried to protest. They didn't doubt his ability, but Nobunaga was someone capable of fighting and leading humans, the weakest race in the West, against all other race for many years. That alone speaks for his leadership and power. It's just his ruling that people don't like. No. It'd have to be me. If I'm to unite the West, I can't hide behind others while they fight for me. They won't acknowledge me and will doubt me if I let others fight my battle. This isn't a fight for humanity. It's a test for me. It's to see if I'm worthy of being the once and future king. You remember my fight with Drake. He didn't listen to me because he didn't think I was worthy as the king. Others would think the same and only a few like Albion would acknowledge my rule based solely on Caliban. I won't accept that. My fight to rule will be the blood and sweat on the battlefield will be a sign as my right to rule. Naruto explained. Okay, Arturia reluctantly agreed. I'll let you fight him alone. Good. Now, Fu and Ban would take out the targets. Their skills are more suitable for assassinations. Meliodas and Arturia will grab the attention of all the guards and keep the focus on you two. Try to kill as few as possible. Those soldiers have family to go home to. Getting a nod for him. Meliodas was proud of his plan. The plan was to do as little damage as possible, but effectively killing all the corruptions and danger to the territory. It showed that he isn't out to kill, but to save and unite. Hopefully the other race would see it like that and not another human power struggle. I will take out Nobunaga. Naruto explained his plan. Right. All 4 people said together. In acknowledgement of Naruto's plan. Good. The operation starts in 4 days at dawn. Rest up and be prepared. 4 days later. Everyone left the Tosaka estate and went off to Camelot, the capital of the human territory. The plan was simple: Fu and Ban take out the corrupt politicians and supporters of Nobunaga on the list. Doing so would get rid of the corruptions that everyone in the human territory is living in. Naruto heads straight into the castle and take out Nobunaga himself. The problem with that is that Nobunaga wields a powerful sword, the Minomura Kumonotsurugi, or as Naruto refers it to, the Kusanagi. Not to be mistaken with the Kusanagi blade that Orochimaru wields. Orochimaru's Kusanagi is a blade created by the Snake Summon. It's just a very sturdy blade that is coated by the special poison of the Snake Clan. The Snake Clan based their sword off the original Kusanagi that came from the dead body of a very powerful serpent, Yamato no Orochi. The original Kusanagi is said to have the ability to command all serpents and snake. It also have great ability that can challenge many people. 3. It's unknown how Nobunaga acquired the sword, but many didn't ask when he showed how powerful he was with it. Meliodas and Arturia were great swordsmen. The two should be able to hold off the majority of the guards in town and keep their eyes on them. Especially Nobunaga. Meliodas is well known with all the powerhouse of the West. Challenging him without 2 or 3 other powerhouse would be considered suicide. Officially, there are only about 50 powerhouse players in the West. Although, it's unsure due to the lack of a proper system to spread news. It was only hearing of rumors and actually experienced them from battle. Naruto was using his shinobi training to quietly enter the castle. He managed to reach Nobunaga's room to kill him, while he watched. However, he did something stupid. Nobunaga! Naruto shouted him from behind. Nobunaga was shocked to see someone get so close to killing him. He drew his blade as he turned around. "I here for a battle to the death," Naruto declared as he pointed Excalibur at him. He wanted to fight like a warrior, not as an assassin. Master is sometimes an idiot, Caliban thought with a sweat drop. I mean, he could have killed him right there and mission accomplished. Before the battle, Naruto asked for Arturia to trade blades for this battle. Seeing how Excalibur and Caliban work in similar ways, but Excalibur was always the superior holy sword, it confused her. He confided to her about his plan to properly challenge him as a knight, warrior, and king. He wanted to fight as the once and future king when he started off. "Who are you, boy?" he demanded. "I'm Naruto." He raised Caliban vertically, parallel of his face and body, showing Caliban in her full glory. "I'm the one that pulled the sword out of the stone. I'm the once and future king, and I will unite the West." "Once and future king? Ha 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 ha!" He laughed maniacally. "The legendary sword Caliban, in the hands of a boy. I will kill you and take that sword for myself." He charged at Naruto, only to clash blades with him. "I am possible!" he shouted. His sword was being overpowered by Caliban aura. Naruto pushed him back, out of his room and into the courtyard. "Looks like the sword lived up to its legend. I'll enjoy wielding that sword." He bit his thumb and wiped blood on Kusunagi's side. Kusunagi snake belly. The Kusunagi seems to grow another blade to it. Snake lance. He swung his blade, forming a zigzag shockwave that creates a destructive impact. Naruto blocked it, but he took some damage due to the wide-range attack it formed. "Damn," Naruto muttered as he spit out some blood. "That sword really lives up to its legend." "Of course it does. It may not be as powerful as me, but its abilities are more useful compared to mine," Caliban said sadly. She was considered one of the strongest sword, but she lacked technique. Naruto summoned a noble phantasm to fire it at Nobunaga. However, this one was a different attack than usual. He grabbed onto the handle as it flew out, firing himself at Nobunaga at great speed. "Oh!" Naruto quickly slashed at his chest. Nobunaga started to cough up a lot of blood from his slash. The reason that Nobunaga didn't react in time is due to the speed. The gate fire noble phantasm as the rate of a bullet. During the time, it was far faster than most speed that isn't teleportation. Even Meliodas couldn't defend against the speed and had to rely on his demon body and regeneration against that attack. "That damn brat! How dare he does this to me!" He bit his finger again and wiped the blood on his blade. Kusanagi snake form. The Kusanagi transformed into a larger blade with an additional 4 blade. White serpent. Starting as a jagged line of energy akin to her snake lance technique. That doesn't look good, Naruto thought as light. He channeled prana into Caliban. Banishing shift. He shouted as he intended to cancel out the attack. Only to fail when the lights transform into multiple snakes that wrap around the target, binding him from head to toe. Shit! It's over! He shouted while laughing at his doom. The snakes exploded. This was one of the strongest technique that the Kusanagi had. The white serpent would take out many strong opponent. Due to it splitting up when it's about to make contact and bind the opponent, it was a dangerous move. Arturia was still outside of the gate of the city, fighting along with Meliodas against all the soldiers coming at them. She heard the explosion from the castle and could only stare at the smoke. Naruto, she whispered. She was worried about him. The explosion didn't help her at all. It only made her more worried. Somewhere in the sky, a mint green hair girl had the same thought. Focus. I'm sure Naruto is okay, Meliodas said to get her attention to what is at hand. Have faith. Ha 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 ha. He laughed. He watched as the smoke began to clear up. The golden sword of Victorious is mine. He cheered as he began to walk over to Naruto's corpse. A powerful wind gust blew the smoke away. To surprise Nobunaga greatly, there stood a white armored man. The armor seemed to look like a refined version of dragon scale armor. Also, he was still holding Caliban. Vanishing Dragon Balance Breaker. The Vanishing Dragon. As in Albion, the Vanishing Dragon. One of the Heavenly Dragon? He asked/demanded in fear. The Welsh Dragon and Vanishing Dragon were the common name that the two Heavenly Dragon were referred to often. This is the power granted to me by my friend, Albion. The Divine Dividing. It allows me the ability to divide my opponent's power in half every 10 seconds, but in the Balance Breaker form, I'm able to use it as much as my body can handle, and I can handle a lot of power, Naruto said. He was a Jinchuriki, albeit a soul Jinchuriki. Still, as an Uzumaki he could wield large amount of power. One of the things he doesn't hate about being born from Kushina and Namikaze. Impossible! Nobunaga shouted in denial. He charged at Naruto with as much prana as he could muster in the Kusanagi. Naruto just grabbed the sword in mid-swing. Divide, 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 divide. Naruto absorbed all the prana in the sword and in his magic circuit, leaving him powerless. Naruto then took the sword away from him and stabbed Caliban into his stomach. He started to cough up a lot of blood. Too much blood. So this is how it ends, he muttered out while leaning Naruto in his scale mail. This is the end, Nobunaga. You may be a monster to many, but I hope you find peace in the next life, Naruto said. Forgiving a monster like me, maybe you're the once and future king. Tell me what is your full name so I know who will lead my nation and unite the West, he asked. Naruto. Just Naruto. Naruto answered him. It was right to answer a dying man question. Haha, he laughed at weakly. Fishcake getting a tick mark off Naruto. No, Maelstrom. That fits you, but you need a proper legacy name. After a few seconds of thought. Pendragon. Naruto Pendragon, the man that wields the power of a dragon, he said while chuckling. Naruto placed him down. He started to laugh while dying. A man should always smile when dying. It shows he has no regrets. You may have been a monster to your people, but you have a heart of a warrior. Rest in peace, Naruto said as he closed Nobunaga's eye. The battle ended. The targets killed. Order slowly being restored. A few weeks later, the rest of the girls returned back, only to find that everyone else is at Camelot, trying their best to restore order and unite the people. Surprisingly, it was a lot easier. When Naruto came out to face all the soldiers in town and the citizens, he waved both Caliban and Kusanagi in the air. There, many accepted him. For a strong warrior because he had their old king's sword and a king for holding the golden sword of Victorious. Many humans knew of the legend and how it's described because many placed their hope into it. Funny, Excalibur was built from the wish and hope of all when they placed it on Caliban. Merlin returned on time to see Naruto. She was proud of what he has done. The girls reprimanded him for a crazy plan and for his recklessness. Naruto was injured and left in bed before Rin and Ryu returned. Words had spread about the once and future king finally arriving to the west. Majority of the army that served Nobunaga had no problem serving Naruto. The citizens of the human territory heard about his action and his attempt to help all of them, including other races. Many accepted him as the new king to lead them. At Camelot, many people were gathered at the castle, including all of the 7 deadly sins. Including the last member, Goat's sin of lust, Gauther. It was the day to announce the revival of the legendary 7 deadly sins and their new king. After Merlin giving a long speech about the group and Naruto. I present you the once and future king, Naruto Pendragon, Merlin announced. getting a loud applause for the Blue Armor King. Behind him stood his friends, lovers, and family. Felix was there too. I, Naruto Pendragon, am the one that pulled the golden sword of Victorious, Caliban. He drew the sword and raised it sky high for everyone to bask in its golden light. I swear that I will unite the entire West. I desire peace. But not just peace for humans, but peace for angels, devils, ghouls, demons, fairies, humans, and all other race. Getting a very loud applause. We shall unite this war-torn world. We will stand together as one and fight as one. I know that it will be difficult for you to find peace with the other race that once hunted you, but I have faith in you and them. We will find peace. We will find out happy ending. Every single one of us. Even more applause roared out. Many people were inspired by the powerful, but peaceful and kind man that Naruto is. I'll lead us to a golden age. No one shall stop me from uniting the land and finding peace for all. Long live the king! Meliodas shouted after Naruto finished his speech. Long live the king! Long live the king! Long live the king! Long live the king! Everyone started to chant, bringing tears of joy to the young king. 1 month later. Camelot. Deep breath. Naruto woke up from bed. His eyes started to scan the room, only to find himself naked with an equally naked Rin and Arturia. Then memories of last night event came back to him. A threesome. Didn't see that coming, Naruto thought. After a night of drinking and celebrating, and those two dragged me into bed. Hee, I thought the men were the perverts, not the women. Naruto quietly gotten out of bed by replacing himself with a clone for the girls to cuddle with. Naruto got dressed in black pants and red shirt. He then went out to do his duty as king. It has been 1 week after Naruto's coronation to be the king of humanity. Since his declaration, everything has been going great. Naruto managed to get control of all of the humans' territory with little resistance. Apparently, people are willing to listen to the once and future king more easily than he thought. However, there were still several rogue elements in his little kingdom, but it was nothing he couldn't handle. Naruto brought down all the corrupted families that supported his predecessor. One such family is the Matu family. One of the most powerful magical family that are humans. They were known for the cruelty and frown-upon methods. What really got Naruto's attention was the next heir to the family, or should I say heiress. Sakura Matu, formerly Sakura Tosaka. This case was a difficult one for Naruto. The first being the clan refusing to recognize Naruto's rule. He had a choice to either leave them alone where they could cause a lot of problem down the road or deal with them now. It was one of the first choice he had to make as king, and it was a tough one. He knew that everyone wasn't evil like the current head, but they were powerful enough and dangerous enough to cause enough problems and deaths down the line. Naruto asked for a full dossier of the family. So far, there were too few that seemed good, so Naruto decided to launch a rescue mission on them then and eliminate the rest of the family. Overall, it was successful. A few Matu were saved, including Sakura. Most of the family, including the monster Zoken, the rapist Shinji, and others were all killed by Naruto, Meliodas, and Merlin. The current problem was Sakura. She was very much devoid of life and had the damn crest worms in her. Fortunately, Merlin was able to get rid of all the crest worms inside her, but she still needed therapy for all the trauma she'd been through. Over the last few weeks, Naruto visited her and spent time with her to help regain her humanity. He would usually send his clone to deal with his friends and family or his duties because he wanted to personally take care of Sakura. There was also the fact that she is Rin's sister that her father given to the Matu family. In the past weeks, Sakura radically changed since Naruto first laid his eyes upon her. From a lifeless girl to kind, shy girl. It's not much, but it is a lot of progress. She became very clingy to Naruto and developed romantic feelings for him, calling him her shining knight. Naruto noted that she had a pink ribbon in her hair, and she told him that it was a gift from Rin when they were still sisters. She held onto it because it gave her hope that her sister will rescue her. There were times that she becomes very dark, but quickly snaps out of it. Her dark side came from the years of endless torture from her adoptive family. Now was the day to check up on her. He was hoping that she will be ready to live out her life without any pain and finally be reunited with her sister, something he was trying to surprise Rin with. Naruto headed off to meet the purple-haired girl. Knock knock. Sakura. It's me, Naruto said as he knocked on her room. Naruto? Click, come in. Please, she said happily as she let Naruto walk into her room. Naruto took a seat at the table where Sakura took the seat across from him. How are you feeling? I'm feeling a lot better now. Good. You've been through a lot, Sakura. You deserve to be happy. Thank you. Today, we will see how far you came. I know you don't go out a lot, but it's time for you to see what life has to offer, so we're going on a date. Sakura gasped at the news. She wasn't expecting a date with the man she fell in love with, and she was definitely not against it. Okay. Let me get changed first, she said happily. Naruto couldn't help but smile. She was acting right for her age. A happy schoolgirl going out with senpai. He couldn't say that for himself. He took on so many responsibilities at such a young age, but that had to do with his life back in the East. Kids were groomed/indoctrinated to become child soldiers, ninja. A practice that is very rare in the West, as the races in the West fight for their children, not arm them to fight for home. It was, I guess, old habits die hard. He thought bitterly. He never liked the idea of kids not having the chance of living life. That's why he's doing everything he can, so Sakura can enjoy the happiness that was taken away from her as a child. If he could make one person, like Sakura, smile, then he would carry on with all the hardship the world has for him. Naruto took Sakura out for a nice walk through the local park. It was morning, so the scenery was breathtaking. Sakura enjoyed being in Naruto's company throughout the walk. She even started to interact with the citizens that were up in the morning. After the walk, he took her out to a nice family-run restaurant for breakfast. Overall, the date was successful. She enjoyed her time with Naruto and got a taste of life. She also seemed to be adjusting from the sudden change of environment. It looked like she was ready to be reintroduced to the world, free from her cage that the Mata put her in. Walking back to Camelot Castle. Sakura, do you think you're ready to meet with your sister? Naruto asked. Naruto noticed her body shaking up from the question. I am afraid. What if she doesn't accept me? She asked him with tears coming down her eyes. Naruto wiped the tears away and brought her in for a hug. Rin isn't like that. I've spent plenty of time with her to know she isn't like that. She's rude, loud, stingy, shrewd, bossy, she's a lot of things, okay? He said with a slight sweat drop as he realized that there is a lot of things to describe Rin. But she isn't cruel. I remember she told me once that her biggest regret in life is failing someone she loves. She may have not talked about you, but it was clear that she was thinking about you. I know that she failed to save you, but you should give her the chance to be the big sister that she always wanted to be. Just do as I say and I can prove to you that she loves you very much. He let her go. He reminded her of the plan for her meeting Rin. Sakura started to wipe away her tears, feeling the newfound courage to face her sister. Thank you, she said as she gave a quick kiss to Naruto on the lips and went into the room that she was supposed to wait in. Small laugh, you're definitely Rin's sister, Sakura, Naruto muttered as he remembered the soft lips of Sakura. Naruto went over to look for Rin. While searching the castle for a certain twintail, Naruto spotted a certain green-haired girl with tan skin. Naruto-sama, Fu shouted in joy as she saw him. Sai, how many times did I tell you to drop the honorific Fu? He asked. A lot, she answered happily. You're not going to stop, aren't you? She shook her head. Whatever. Did you hear anything from Chome? He asked. Fu looked sad and shook her head. No. I haven't seen her or Kurama since they left. I'm getting worried. What if they abandon us? Fu feared. She may have not been treated badly as other Jinchuriki, but she was alone for most of her life. Chome was one of the constant people that was there for her in the land of waterfall. No way. Naruto brought her into a hug. He knew that since she was alone most of her life, Chome meant a lot to her like how Kurama means a lot to Naruto. This is the first time of freedom, and they're home. They must be enjoying being free and at home now. They will come back when they're ready. Hi, she said happily, agreeing with his statement. Naruto started to walk away before turning back to shout at her. Have you seen Rin? Yeah. She is at the library. Said something about looking for something. She answered. Thanks. I'll see you later. Naruto walked away towards the library, leaving a happy Fu do whatever she was doing before. Naruto walked towards the library to find his lover. Naruto reached the library to find Rin going through several documents. Documents that was locked up due to privacy. Documents that Naruto went through himself. She must be looking for any information on Sakura. I made it hard for anyone to get those documents, he thought as he recalled several decrees he made as king. One such law is about the privacy of his citizens. Records would be kept of them, but they won't be open to the public. Only high-ranking people could get their hands on them. A position that Rin didn't have. Naruto passed her to go through the unlocked cabinet that held information of magical families and dig through it to see if she took the folder he wrote up on Sakura. He found the file to be in the cabinet. She must be looking at the Matu file. Didn't know that there is already a personal file for Sakura. Naruto took out several paper out of the file that had details of her recovery and therapy and pocketed them. Naruto brought the file of Sakura to Rin. It only detailed her horrible life with the Mato family. He then grabbed one of Rin's twin tails and started to drag her out of the room. Ow! 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 The hair! Naruto! She screamed at Naruto in pain. He finally let go. Rin, follow me, he told her sternly, surprising her. Can't this wait? I'm busy, she told him as she fixed her hair. Naruto just continued to stare at her, surprising her that Naruto seemed to be so cold to her. She did flinch a little. What's with the look? She demanded. Even if he's king, he would always be her stupid idiot. We should talk in private, Naruto told her. She refused to move. Not until you tell me what got into you. Sakura Mato. Rin froze at those words. What? She muttered in shock. After several seconds for her to recover, she continued. I don't know what you're talking about. She stuttered out due to the topic of the conversation. Naruto just grabbed her hand and dragged her to the room that Sakura was waiting/hiding in. The room was more of an interrogation room. A table with 2 seats, a couple of doors, and a vent. Naruto took a seat and gestured Rin to the seat across him. She was very nervous now, but she didn't show it. Why? Naruto asked, staying true to the plan. I don't know what you're talking about, she claimed, playing the ignorant card. She didn't want to talk about it. Naruto then dropped the file in front of her. During the entire time, she claimed and acted to not care about a Sakura Mato, but she started to read the file right away, not caring about what Naruto think of her now. Let me summarize it for you. Sakura Mato, formerly Sakura Tosaka, your younger sister. She ignored Naruto as she was still reading the file. A little girl that been through hell. She was abused, tortured, and raped. Rin froze. The Mato family were one of the few to go against my rule, so I had to deal with them. Little Sakura was the heir of the Mato family, Naruto said coldly. Rin picked up the word was. Don't tell me, she said weakly, not wanting to believe that Naruto was suggesting. The Matos were a danger, and I made a call. I couldn't allow them to continue to exist. Bam! Rin jumped up from her seat and tackled Naruto, and choking him in pure rage. She wasn't strong enough to try to choke him, but she did her damn best. Naruto could only feel her hands around his throat and a few tears on his face. Rin was crying. Why? She muttered. Why? She screamed at him. Even if she loves him, she can't help but feel hatred for him now. You killed my sister! Naruto just continued to stare at her emotionless. He needed her to express her feelings for her little sister. I know that I failed her, but I still love her. I was never able to find her after father gave her to them. No matter how hard I tried, I failed. She gave up trying to strangle her lover and just fell on top of him, crying into his chest. I'm a failure, she cried out. Naruto started to comfort her. It was then that a door opened, but Rin didn't hear it due to her cries. Big sister. Rin immediately got up while still crying to find the source of the voice. She saw a beautiful violet-haired girl with violet eyes. Rin noticed that the girl seemed to be crying like herself, but with a smile on her face. Then she saw a pink ribbon tied to her hair that she recognized right away. Sakura. Rin got off him and dove into Sakura for a hug. Then began an emotional reunion between sisters. You're right, Naruto. She does care. She thought as she continued to cry tears of joy, while Rin cried tears of relief and happiness. Knowing that he wasn't needed for this moment, he left the two to catch up. Next day, midnight. Naruto allowed the two sisters to catch up